This is another Infosol production.
All right, do a quick mic check. We ready to rock.
Fossil Prod.
One more time.
Hello.
Sounds good. One more time.
Hello.
This is an original instrumental.
Holla.
Where's that from?
Soulful music.
Where's that from? I forgot that. Oh yeah.
Holla.
Enjoy.
That motherfucker.
That old ass man.
Who's the funniest comedian you ever seen in person?
This is another Infosol production.
What do you mean, seen?
Like
Fossil Prod.
Yeah.
I don't think I've really seen all the niggas I used to come to the fucking
This is an original
I ain't never
instrumental.
went to no like big, huge comedy show. Actually, Mike Epps is my friend. Like,
Soulful
he
music.
invited me to some shit, but shit was mad far. I ain't go. Anaheim, some crazy shit. I'm like,
Enjoy.
man, I told him I was coming. I just didn't make it.
You should invite him on your show, man. What you doing?
Huh?
Invite him on your show, man. What you doing?
You said what?
Invite him on your show.
Yeah, I'll get in touch with that nigga. He probably changed his number. No, them niggas change their numbers. Then you run into them. Oh shit, you get the new number. Then you stay in touch for a while, and then next thing you know. Yo, Matt Turner in the building. Don't motherfucking ask podcast, baby. Ow. Yo, it's shaking. Got a guest in the building. You know what I'm saying? That y'all should be familiar with by now, because she got a bag up here. She be coming up here a lot, as far as I know. Tell me your
That's
name.
your intro.
Tell me your name.
Erin. It's Erin Stiles.
Where you been, Erin?
Facts.
I have
Africa?
been all over the place. I just got back from New York. I was in New York all last week.
Oh, that's where Keith's from. That's what's up.
I was in New York all last week.
What part?
We were staying in Manhattan,
Oh,
but
we
were all over.
Oh shit. Okay.
Where else have I been? I've just been
Do
ripping
you
and
care
running.
to tell us who we was, or just let
This is a
that
don't
slip
ask
by?
podcast, so you kind of got
Right,
to
we
tell the truth.
asking all these questions.
Kind of got to tell the
already.
truth on this
I
podcast,
was
you know.
just saying, we
It's
gotta
this
keep
guy.
it
No, it's
100.
just this guy that I'm dating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He flew you to New York,
We flew to New York.
or you flew yourselves?
Well,
each
no.
other,
I'm
and
meaning
then-
like we ended up in New York. I don't
Did
know how.
he pay for the ticket or not? Is what I'm saying.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, then he flew you to New York. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Was it cold?
Not really. Monday and Tuesday was kind of cool. It was like in the 40s. Thursday night, it was 64 degrees at night. It was absolutely incredible. Dinner and everything.
Okay.
And then Friday, then we left like late Friday night and got back like Saturday morning. And then my nephew passed away since I've been here last. So his memorial service was on Saturday. So
Damn.
it's been a lot.
Went from sugar to shit, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it was, it's life.
Yeah, I
Gotta
feel
have
you.
both ends of the spectrum.
But being a New Yorker is
Where are you
definitely
from in New
a
York?
beautiful thing out there, in between Long Island and Harlem.
So where is that?
I mean, it's hard to really explain. You was in Manhattan. Where was you?
I was off of 57th and 6th Ave.
Okay, so I was 130th. So it's just up some, but
Okay.
then Long Island is the other way. So
Okay.
in between both of those situations is what you know what I mean.
I loved it.
Even though I've been all over, don't get me wrong, but
I've always wanted to live in New York. Always.
And you think you can handle that? It's far different than you was born and raised here, right? In Cali?
Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely.
I've lived
far
all
different. You
over.
talking about in the middle of Manhattan? That's where you want to be?
I mean, I liked where I was at off of 57th and 6th Ave.
That's the middle of Manhattan.
Yeah,
That's
it was nice.
basically Midtown.
It
It's
was-
downtown.
It was like
Midtown,
one block
uptown.
from Central Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You was in the middle. So you think you can handle that as being your everyday? Because you understand, it's I don't know what you really did, but it's quite different. It's way more hectic than I'm sure you ever imagine out here as far as movement and people.
I don't see. I actually felt like the moving is a lot easier. Like if you
on
take
top of each other ish.
I didn't really feel that. I like cities. Let me say that.
Okay.
I like cities. I like the buildings, the heights, the views, the energy, the traffic. Like I just love living in cities. Um, I really thought it was actually way more convenient with like the subway and whatnot than it is here. To like, we went to a dinner. You know, you go in, you shit faced when you come out,
Yeah.
and there's a subway right there. You just,
Yeah,
you know what I
nah,
mean? And
facts.
I enjoyed that, like that part
You're
of
gonna
it.
have to enjoy that because if you get a car, you're fucking around.
Right,
kill
you get a car
yourself.
is
And you
ridiculous
be
because
stuck
it's going to take
somewhere
forever
and
to
it's
get
just
everywhere. All
crazy.
those tolls,
Yeah,
the
you have
insurance,
to.
the parking.
Yeah.
Um,
Parking is a whole nother rent value too.
right, it's like
It'd
daycare.
be like $300 a month just to park your car. Fuck your rent. You know what I mean?
Right, just to park your
Just
car.
to park your car about $300 a month. I swear. to
But I don't feel like it's that bad. I feel like it's way more convenient. I like being able to walk out and go 2 blocks up and go to the Nike store or go, you know what I mean, 2 blocks up and go to Nordstrom's and do it on foot.
Nah,
Like
facts.
just walk out the door and get your day going.
Yeah, facts. I do believe you have the attitude for it. I think you'll survive. I think.
Yeah, I would do
From
it.
what I do know of you, from the short time
I just
I've
don't do
known
a
you,
lot of extra
I
cold.
think.
But it did make me want to like buy more coats and like step my shit up. Like
Yeah, you
the
can step your
fucking coat
fashion
game
game
out
up.
there. I
You can
saw this
step your fashion
lavender
game up.
pea coat that I am still thinking about. I should have asked that lady if I could
Yeah.
take a picture of it. It
Yeah.
was stunning.
And
It
your
was
petite patent boots. You know what I'm saying? You
yeah.
can pull your boots out
Everybody
and
had a
all
style.
that.
I liked it.
Facts.
I liked it. I had a great time.
That's why we wear Timberlands in the summertime.
Why?
We in the building. Don't ask Pop, motherfucker.
Let me. Now you being from New York, spending most of your time in California too. What's the biggest difference in the women?
In the winter,
In the women in New York and California.
all the women is just much more edgier and aggressive in New York than they are here. You know what I'm saying? But and then you got to be somewhere long enough to understand who wasn't really from here, because you know people migrate from other places, so you can't put that personality on that particular town they in sometimes. But then you around for a while, you realize no, this person is from here. So then you understand out of those people how to judge the system, so to say. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I've been here long enough to do that. And my analysis is yes, you might get, say for instance, you might get denied both times. New York chick, LA chick, but the LA chick will just do it differently than the New York chick. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's what it boils down to. As far as personality and conversation, I think I'd probably rather do that with a New York chick. But that's just my opinion. And everybody got it. And I'm not saying that because I was born and raised there, because I've been here a long fucking time too. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm qualified to say that. You know what I'm saying? How I feel, and that's just how I feel. And I do also believe that these motherfuckers out here is just different as far as keeping it 100. Like,
See,
when they say that La La Land shit, and I understand that could be, like I just said, it could be some people from other places coming in here with that bullshit.
it is.
It don't
because
necessarily have to
I
be
feel
the
like the
born and
coolest
bred.
motherfuckers you know are really from California. Like, what hospital were you born in type, you know what I mean? Cedar Sinai type shit. I feel like those people are cool. But the people who are coming to La La Land and feeling as if they have to have this, like, image and scheme to live up to this, you know what I mean, this fantasy that they've been force fed all these years.
I can agree with that.
I feel like they are the shiesty ones.
No, I can agree with that, but like I just said too, also that I've been here long enough to know a bunch of motherfuckers I know they was born in a hospital out here and fucking funny and weird or whatever the case may be, or not really. So no, I get it, but I mean, like I said, I also said too that I know is other people coming from other places bringing bullshit. Like I came from somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? So you can't meet me and then say you know what I mean? But then as soon as you hear me speak, you understand I'm not from Cali, you know what I mean? Like this nigga's, if you from Cali, you'll understand that I'm not. So I never really get that. I don't think no one ever staked me for being from LA nigga. I don't think that's ever really happened to me. But I understand what you're saying, man. I get it. I'm just saying from my experiences, and this is recent, like I be putting that shit on my story, like these fake motherfuckers out here, I don't fucking like this shit, da, 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 da. And that's just how I feel. Maybe that's just my experience, but I know other people had similar experiences. You know what I'm saying? So something must be
Let me ask this question. What do you mean? Because I hear this all the time. What do you mean by fake people?
like they call you ready. Like, all right, what you need? What's going on? I won't. This is just one thing. And then as soon as you call them, it's an excuse or I can't do or something like that. You like, hold on, motherfucker. All that, you know what I mean? Like, that's one aspect, but just it's many different aspects of being a fake motherfucker. You know what I mean? But that's the one that I be tending to piss me off the most. You know what I'm saying? Like you be the good guy, and you think, okay, that shit's supposed to be in return, right? That's you know what I mean? And then the person just you like motherfucker don't, and then continue to ask you to be the good guy. You like motherfucker, you trying to play me now? Now I'm mad, motherfucker.
So
You don't remember when you was acting funny with me? You know what I mean?
let me ask you this. So this used to get pointed out to me all the time as a kid.
OCD or something?
Los Angeles is La La Land. This is the one place in the world where you can fuck around, and if you have a crush on Brad Pitt, you can actually bump into Brad Pitt at Equinox or some shit. You know what I'm saying? If you like whoever it is, Chris Brown, nigga, you can be at the weed shop in California and
Yeah, I seen that nigga last week.
you see what I'm saying? So this is a place where I think people might fantasize a little more about what they're capable of doing because everything is so close to being within reach. Like if you one person away from, I've heard people say, I can get you in the Jamie Foxx party, and they know me. They don't know nobody else.
Mm-hmm.
So now when they get there, they got to call me. You know what I mean?
You like,
So-
nigga, you don't, yeah, I feel you.
Right. So I think that's kind of what maybe people from other places don't maybe get out here is that things are kind of in that La La Land
And
space.
to add to that too, I've been in situations where I knew females, and this some old school shit. I ain't even gonna lie to you. She was like, her and her friend was like, we're gonna get Prince and I'm gonna say Chico, not Chico, the Elder Barge. As young women, that's what their aspirations was to get those men, put themselves in those positions to get those men, be where they be, blah blah. And these were some bad. They bad now, so I know they 50 damn near. So when they was then, I could only imagine how bad they was. So they told me the story, and one of them got a baby by Bobby the Barge. Matter of fact, 2 kids. Then the other one had the baby by Ralph Transvant.
That's pretty close to
But that
Prince
was
and,
their whole aspiration in life to put themselves in those positions, and they did it. I couldn't believe that shit. Like when I heard the stories about how they straight orchestrated that shit, I was like, wow, man. Like I understand it. This was told to me years ago, so
Right.
I've been understood this, but that shit fucked me up. Like wow, that shit really goes down. So that, like you said, you could put yourself in them positions because
Right.
if you can get in, you can get in. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
If they be in regular spots, you can get in, you can get in. It ain't be nowhere necessarily special. And everybody knows somebody, knows somebody, knows somebody. That's all it take. Okay, boom. You know what I mean?
I seen a chick fly. This is recent too. A chick flew out here from a little ass small town somewhere with her mom.
Uh-huh.
Ended up at somebody's Christmas party. At this Christmas party, they always get on the piano and sing and shit. She happened to sing, got signed on the spot.
Facts.
So and never went back home.
Facts.
Now she's signed to QC. You know what I mean? Like the first situation didn't work out, so they put her over with QC. So just wrap your head around that shit though. Like you come from a small ass town, no one's ever heard you sing. You got the dream of singing. You end up at a fucking Christmas party singing over a piano, nigga. Now you with the Migos. That fast, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Your whole life is upside down. So
That shit remind me of the drug game. You pull up to their little town, and you got all this stuff, and now you can eat because now you got a product that they want. But
we don't know
anyway,
nothing. Yeah, obviously we don't know nothing about that. I don't know what you're talking about. That sounds like an episode of Belly, nigga.
Like, huh? What you
I
talking
don't know
about?
what you're talking
Nigga
about.
getting flashbacks of my youth.
Aaron,
Like-
do you remember? Do you know any women like this?
That
Like plot and plan, maybe like on an NBA player, or maybe not. Yeah.
not like I mean, not at this age. I would say when I was like younger in high school, in college, and whatnot. Not necessarily plotting on a particular person,
Mhm.
but plotting on a lifestyle, and whoever can provide that.
Okay. What's normally the target? Rappers, football players,
Whoever
politicians.
got chicken, huh?
Whoever spending money.
Yeah, whoever got the
That's a
chicken.
low bar.
You know
Well, I'm just saying because it's not because when you really they're plotting on a lifestyle, so it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? How the money is earned.
I guess that makes sense.
It's just is everything paid for? You know.
That's fucked up.
That's funny. I was at a spot like I don't know, like a month ago. I'm at the table chilling in the club. So I see these two chicks muckling about. So then they finally was like, "Yo, what's up?" I'm like, "Yo, what up? Y'all good? Who y'all looking for? Like, what's up?" She was like, "Yo, whoever got the most money up there." I said, "Bitch, we all got money." You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about? Like, that's how you approaching the situation? Like, you thirsty bitch, get away from the table. That's I laughed and I feel like, bitch, we all got money. We all up here got money. You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about? Beat it.
I don't
I
know.
see they angle.
Yeah, I don't. I've always stayed away from women like that. I can't. I can't. I guess we all. You all spend money on whatever,
I
but
mean,
But then you could get to the point where
I
you like, fuck it. All
I
right,
just
bitch,
feel
come
like
up here. I could do it. I could do this
it's
for you. I could
not.
do that for
I
you.
think it's the
Get out of
approach
here.
because I feel like everybody has the same approach. Every woman has the same approach of wanting to be taken care of in the relationship, whatever the bar of taking care of
Right.
is. You know what I mean? But you got to have a little finesse with it. You know, like if she saw like, well, oh, I'm looking for some guys like you, or whatever the case she wanted to run. But if you just
Or
say it like
something
that,
like
but then that just makes you sound like, oh,
It's
she's
like,
selling
bitch, the
pussy.
fuck out
Like
my
she's
face.
selling pussy. So if anybody's looking to buy any pussy, these two got it for you.
yeah, that's a little.
That's what I would take
yeah,
from it.
that bar is a little low for me. I can't. I
What?
can't just flat out. I could even in like my day. I couldn't just flat out pay for the pussy.
Nigga, if you was in
Gotta-
Brazil, you would. I guarantee
Well,
you
that's
would.
why I don't
nigga.
go to
Let me take
Brazil.
you to a
why I
vacation
don't
trip
go to
to
Brazil,
Brazil,
though.
nigga. The baddest bitch you ever seen in your life.
Not
Talking
going.
about $80.
Not going.
You gonna be like, come on, bitch,
I'm
let's
not
go.
I just want to go to Brazil. nigga. See, look,
Yes.
she said $80.
$100 to get you a nigga. You could go to Tijuana and get $100 bitch. I swear to you, baddest bitch you ever seen in your life.
But everybody thinks she's bad, and they paid the same $80.
It don't matter what. Okay, everybody thinks she bad. I'm just telling you she bad. I've been around the world. I've been around a few whores before. These
said a
bitches
few
is
whores.
beautiful, and that's that. I can't front on that. Like these bitches is bad. I even be like, only $100, bitch.
Like,
You
you
gotta
want
get
more?
it together.
Like, I'ma
But
tip
you in
you.
a third world country. You can't. You know what I mean? You in fucking Tijuana or Brazil or Colombia and Thailand and all these different places I've been with all these beautiful exotic bitches. I swear to you, $100 is the fucking them
That's the
bitches is
line.
happy for the month. You like, damn.
I got
What the
200
fuck?
on me.
You know what I'm
see?
saying?
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. So at that point, you start feeling kind of sorry. Like, fuck it, you paying just all right, here go your 100. Sometimes I just fall asleep with some shit. All right, whatever, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Just because I know it's gonna help you for the month,
Right,
and
right.
it ain't gonna kill me no $100.
Right, right.
I got at least a couple thousand to just throw away. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what $100 gonna? You know what I mean?
That's fucked up.
Nah, but
But
that's only time I would ever do that. I won't be here in America. I remember I had bagged this. I think I was telling you that I bagged her, whatever. She come to the crib. She says nothing about none of this. We chill on the couch smoking. She want to go to the room.
Hold on, caller.
We go to walk to the room, and she like, well, how much you gonna pay me?
Hold on one
I'm like,
second.
"What?"
Hold on one second. Go ahead.
Nah, we go to walk to the room, and then she like, how much you gonna pay me? I'm like, what? I flashed about 10 racks on her. I was like, bitch, I'm not paying you nothing. I got upset. We in America, nigga. This is not a third world country. I'm not paying for no pussy. See, you see how that shit flips in your
see,
head?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
But you only paying $100 over there.
yeah.
How
So
much
you
is gon-
can't pay your locals $100?
No, she probably was. No,
1,000,
it's definitely
1,200,
different over here. She
1,200.
probably, I don't know what she wanted, but it was gonna be more than $100.
$1,200 at least.
I'm saying, or something crazy like,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
She at your house and shit smoking
Yeah,
weed.
something
$1,200.
crazy. Nah, bitch. No.
Call it.
$100, yeah.
Call
In
it,
a
go
third
ahead.
world country. It's not only $100. We're in a third world country.
Yeah, that's the line. $100.
I'm just trying to help you out, bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Call it. Go
I'm
ahead.
not helping no American bitch out. You get a job.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Hey, this he who thinks out of Dallas.
What's good,
What's
man?
going on?
Hey, man, it's some of these broads out here are so bad that they know what they about. I never forget when I first went to college. There was this one broad so bad that once she walked into our alumni hall where you eat, I ain't never seen a broad so bad. Everybody got up and gave her a standing ovation for what she had on. I was like, oh my God.
Did you
And
pay
the
for
thing
it?
is, you knew she was going to be different because it seemed like that's how she was raised. And she was hella cool, hella smart. But then the next year she in the music videos, you seeing her and stuff, and you couldn't be mad at her because it seemed like that's how she was raised, and she knew what she had, and she was cool. But you weren't for to mess with her unless you was on a certain level. So I think it is something out there like that you just I can't hate on them.
Nah, me neither. I totally understand. You shit.
Thanks,
the
man.
Shit
Thanks,
what
Amy.
your
Thanks.
mama
Thanks.
gave you. You know what I mean? I get it. I ain't got no problem with that. You bad. Like. But IG is showing us that it's a million and trillion bad bitches in the world.
A million
nigga, I don't. If you hadn't had the chance to travel the world, nigga, just go to your IG and surf through that motherfucker.
You go to Walmart, nigga.
I was there, motherfucker. I was out of the country. I was in this country. I was in that country. I was, you know what I mean? So I seen firsthand. And this was fucking 15 some odd years ago. Yeah. So I know what this IG is about when they show all these pretty bitches from over here and over there and all that. And shit is real. So what you gonna do? And that brings me to something else. So you gonna just pick one and just settle down? That's what makes it even harder.
That's crazy.
Like, damn. That puts more pressure on the settle down game.
Women don't like that. Nigga.
Nah, that really put more pressure on the settle down game. You got to check. Like, if you in a situation, you might have to check in, man. Like, nigga, take that IG to stop following all them bad bitches. Because all that shit in your face all day, every day. You keep lusting over 100 different bitches every day.
That's it, nigga.
Your lust gonna be out by the time the night come. You with your chick. Like, that shit is real.
My cousin,
I stopped unfollowing some shit. Like, I start like, oh, fuck this shit. I can't
liking this
motherfucker no more.
My cousin had a line in one of his songs where he says, LA is the only place you can see the baddest chick you ever seen. And 10 minutes later, see the baddest chick you ever seen. You know what I'm saying? But I think that goes globally, And I think that's just women in general. Like you're saying, when we think about a fine woman, Instagram have shown you, nigga. There's no limit to this.
In LA,
there's no whatever you like. Sure. Whatever you like. You like thick calves, nigga. You can find the baddest bitch with some thick calves on Instagram. Niggas type in calves, nigga.
Like really, Instagram is really like the death of you guys.
Yeah, that shit is
like
wouldn't
really.
say that
No, because I hear a lot of men talk about
horrible.
having to like self-regulate on Instagram and to like uninstall the app and shit like that, or like I just can't. And it's like it really has a hold on you guys. Like I'm
damn near like porn on your face all day. Like, god damn it. We men, like you going to the little tingle in your little thing and the shit happens. You keep looking at them pictures all day.
Like,
something gonna happen.
Damn, look at that ass.
Like, damn, this bitch. And then some of them like, bitch, you whack. What are you doing? You can't top this. Because now it's like, that's all you doing?
And every nigga got a ranking thing in his, in his mind. He like, oh, this the coldest bitch on Instagram right here. Nigga.
And then you swipe up a couple, and then like, oh no, she is.
Yeah, like, oh, she got a friend. Nigga?
Hold on, damn, they all together. What the man?
Like it's 6
unfollow.
Bad bitches.
Fuck this shit.
It's just down. It's down here. Instagram is the
too
devil,
much
man.
pressure, B.
So let me ask this question. So now that we're seeing kind of the financial status change into the women are making the majority of the money, the professional, you know what I mean? Do you think it's ever going to switch to men kind of acting how women act and niggas working out, getting real cut up and shit?
No, because there's too many bitch ass niggas, and it's their fault that women are like that for the most part. Because you get your bread and you do. You're here, bitch, you know what I mean?
Right.
Take some of those bitches back, but some of them are bitches. But I'm just saying, here, motherfucker, here,
don't think you're
whatever
answering
the
the
case
question
may
he
be.
asked.
No, I am answering the question he asked. What are you talking about?
Okay, that's not what I heard. So keep going.
So what did you ask me?
Well, hold on. Somebody said Instagram is the new King magazine, which I agree with.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the new Smooth nigga, King magazine and all that
flip
shit.
through that shit.
No, I was saying, do you think it's men are basically gonna become like how women are? The
no, I was
gigolos,
going through
paying
one
for
thing
it.
first before I got to the answer to that.
bad.
I don't think so, but I'm just giving the reasons why things are the way they are for the females expecting something.
Right.
It's because of us as men promoting and doing that. So we could say chivalry and we supposed to take, this ain't the 50s. It's a two fucking person household. Everybody supposed to come together and do their thing. It ain't housewives sit home all day like the 50s.
The question that he asked.
I'm all over the place, but I'm still pertaining to the same thing.
Not at all.
But we're not. No, I don't think so. And I'm giving you a reason why I don't think the men is going to switch sides. I don't think so.
Switch sides.
As far as a female. And there is female tricks. I get shit on my damn bitches trying to pay for some shit or some shit. Okay. But that's not the norm. That's not how I'm gonna be able to make a living. That'll never happen.
You don't think men would just be like, I'm gonna be a house nigga? Like I'm just going, I'm gonna lift
So,
weights, work out.
when I
don't
okay,
think
there
men built for
there
that.
are many men who are getting taken care of as we speak.
What do we call them?
Hobosexuals.
Hobo.
Hobosexuals.
What is that?
That's somebody who's in a relationship so they have somewhere to stay.
A hobosexual.
A hobosexual.
Have I ever been a hobosexual?
I've been a
'Cause I-
hobosexual.
Right, where you been? You only fucking with a bitch so you got
I
housing,
didn't fuck with
shelter.
Yeah, I've been
Because
before.
shit, the bitch, I reciprocate. You know how many motherfuckers stay with me and they had no place to stay? Like, what the fuck?
But
I gave that back
that's what
to the
it's
system.
called.
So whatever. I don't feel no kind of way about.
Nobody said
the
feel any
times
way
I was
about
in
it.
that situation.
But I'm
'cause
just saying that's what it's
trust me, I
that's
done-
what it's
I
like.
done
That's
turned
what
around
it's
and-
labeled as. A
Okay, so
hobosexual.
that-
Hobosexual.
So that's not what.
How is
that's-
that? There are some men who only fuck with women
No,
because
it
she got
is,
a
'cause
nice
you have
place
some-
and
No. I get it. You could
That-
drive her car. Have
lay
her
on
yeah,
the
or
bed.
she'll buy you a car. You could be
I
there.
get
Yeah.
it. I get it. But how much is that really compared to what men are doing for the females?
Yeah, is that, I'm saying, is that gonna become the norm?
That shit is not.
But I feel like
That shit
there's
is minute. What are
okay.
you
So I
talking
think
about,
what it is that
10%? Like,
the narrative and the dialogue that we have is the one that's formulated through kind of like movies or television or kind of black Twitter and this, that, and the third. However, if you kind of were to remove, I guess, that ecosystem and you just deal with people who are in relationships, I feel like majority of relationships are more give and take than is what is talked about on social media, because those type of conversations aren't going to drive the numbers and the dialogue and the clickbait. So of course you're going to have the niggas ain't shit, the bitches ain't shit topics or conversations, because that kind of engages people more. So that's kind of what most people assume is the narrative within the community. But most people who I know who are in like real relationships or dating, it's real give and take. Like, you know what I mean? They don't think of it
and
like
I
that.
have
Like,
no problem with that.
you
And that's
know,
a
so I
relationship
don't feel
would
like
prefer to be in.
I feel like, yes, women are making more money and starting more businesses. However, I feel like that's a cause and effect, because for the generation before them were left on their ass to fend for that. You know what I mean? So you have the grandmothers that pull the granddaughters aside and let them know, make sure you got your own shit. Make sure you have your own car. Don't let nobody put you out, or whatever's on the table is all that you have to eat. And the reason this generation is like that is because our fathers and grandfathers weren't shit and took advantage of the situation where a lot of women couldn't own bank accounts. They couldn't own property. You know what I mean? They couldn't have access to all of these lavishes of the world unless they were with the man. So men understood that, and then there was no technology, so they was dogging these bitches out. You think your granny liked that nigga for 58 years, or she just didn't have nowhere to go? You know what I mean? So she put her granddaughters and her daughters on game. You don't need a nigga for shit. You don't need a man for shit. Make sure you have your own. So it's like we always want to fault the situation we're in, but if you pull the onion back, you need to fault your daddy and your motherfucking granddaddy for leaving this generation of women hanging to
These
where they
chicks
feel
is
as if they
gold
have to
diggers
create
straight
for
up. Don't-
themselves.
I hear what you're saying, but nah, ma.
They never want to hear it.
No, I hear it. I heard it all. And
But you
and I
can't
hear
hear it
what you're
and say
saying,
no.
But it's like.
Because
it's
you think
just an
women want to
epidemic
work? You
of
really
chicks
think like women really want to
wanna
work?
leech off of
You know how many
dudes
women
way
I would
more
say
than
they want to be
dudes
like a
living with a
housewife?
girl or something.
And when I say like a housewife, not
I'm
necessarily
not
not
going
making
for
any
that.
money, but not having to get up and go to a job every day. They can have a side hustle. You know what I mean? Like, women don't have to work. Women are working out of necessity because they have families that need to be taken care of. And if they don't
Why
do it,
women don't have to work?
Why y'all don't want?
No, I
I
said
don't
women.
get it.
No,
Don't
no, no. I
have to
said
work.
because if you've ever been like a parent, right? If you're really the sole person raising these children, being a mother and like raising kids 24/7, that's a real
That mean
fuck.
you don't have to work
That's
because
not
you
a
got
job,
a kid.
yo.
You're not listening to what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
What I'm saying is that a lot of these women who are making these monies and starting these businesses and this, that, and the third, it's not because it is a desire to do it.
Right.
It's because their back is up against the wall and they have no other choice. If they don't provide, then there will be no provisions around this motherfucker, right? So they have to do it. But if you ask all of those women, would you rather be able to just take care of your kids full time?
But who wouldn't want to do that?
But that's my whole point. So
Man,
it's like
I
but
would
it's
wanna
like
sit there
they're
and take
damned
care
if
of my kid all
they're
the time,
damned if,
too.
but they're damned if they do, if they're damned if they don't. It's like you have a patriarchal society that says men are the head of household, they provide, they take care of everything, and then when a woman says, "Bet that's a society we're in," then
I don't think
provide, but
that's
now
the
all of a sudden she's a
society we
gold
in.
digger.
That was
I
the
don't-
50s and the
Yeah,
40s.
I'm with
Like I
Keith-
said,
I'm with
I
Keith
think
on
it's
this.
different now. I think it takes two to provide and hold down a household. I think it was different back in the 40s and 50s,
Right.
where just the wages was different.
But think
But
about-
that's not the
but think about
conversation we
the
were
work.
having. That's not the
It's
initial
just
question that was
like-
raised. It was about women making the more money, and if the men would, you know what I mean? And it's like, you guys act like there's not a cause and effect to everything. Women are making more money because they are in a position where sometimes they're being left with the
Who
kids. or they're-
said the women making more money though? I never did the research.
Do you
on
not
that.
know? I was just about to say.
You just said that, so I don't.
Well,
know.
okay, if I say it, it's gospel, right?
No,
so
you
black,
just said it. So
but,
now
okay, I'm about to
pay
tell you. So
attention
black
and
American
open my
women,
head, so let me
black
see how
American
that
women are the
works.
most educated sector of the
I thought
population.
men got paid more than women, and that's what I thought. the
Men
whole
get paid.
issue
Men
was,
get
that
paid more than women if you have a traditional
self
job.
me,
but
self me, and all that.
no,
stuff going
women
on.
get paid. Men
Women's
typically get
rights
paid
and-
more than women if you have a typical job. But you have so many women entrepreneurs, right? If you own your own shit, there's there's no cap to how
I
much you
know
can make.
100 niggas selling. No, I'm just
So it's
saying,
like,
man.
yes, if you have a job, men are typically do, but a lot of women have started their own companies. You know what I mean? Women entrepreneurship has grown 500% within the last year.
Let's take this call. Caller.
You already know what it is and who it is, man.
DJ, what's up, man?
I can't call it, man. I just want to say, with men and women, it's a big difference. I don't believe that women are making more money than men on a national scale. Now, you might get one group of women, like, that's the problem I have with surveys, because we don't know who they surveyed. We don't know where they got these numbers from. Like, do these people look like me? Do these people come from the same place I come from? We have no idea. It's just some numbers. But I believe if that was the case, you probably would see some stay-at-home dads, because a woman making an exponential amount of money, somebody still has to sit at home with those kids, whether it's a babysitter. And most people, if you're making that kind of money, you're not going to use a babysitter. You're going to, like, you know what I'm saying? But for the simple fact, like the good brother Kevin Samuel said, the reason why men rule the world, because we do the things that matter. Like, men are the doctors, men are the lawyers, men are the engineers. Like, I don't know a lot of women in these fields. Now, I'm not saying there's none. Of course, there's some women in these fields, but the majority of these fields are men. So that's why it's on an uneven playing field. Now, most women, like, honestly, just like she said, do you think most women want to work? Absolutely not. Most women, they want to sponsor. They want somebody that's going to take care of them, and they don't have to do nothing. But men, like, obviously that's not the manly thing to do, right? Like, we're taught to get up, go out there and work. Women are kind of like not taught that. They taught to find the fastest lick, right?
I agree.
Yeah, that's what was said.
to find the fastest.
The fastest lick. That's what
The
you
closest
said.
easy.
I didn't say
if
that.
your
At least when you
parent-
was younger, you said
if
that's
your-
what you did.
That's definitely
But
not what
listen,
you don't, bro.
Hey, Erin, let me ask you this. Aaron, can I ask you a question?
That's definitely not what I
That's what I
said.
heard. Go ahead, DJ.
Aaron, listen.
You said that earlier.
Now, when, as a parent, right, did you have a father?
Yes.
Did your father teach you anything about men?
Yes.
Now, it's usually two things a father is going to tell you. Either don't get with nobody that can't do X, Y, Z for you, or they're going to tell you find somebody that, like, really loves you. So which was it?
I honestly don't recall those conversations with my dad. I just recall my dad making sure that I was in the best position possible to put me out there in the world. Like, I was as educated as I can be. I had as most self-confidence as I could. Like, my self-esteem was on this level. I can't recall him having distinctive, like, you know what I mean, go hit a lick or anything like that, but it was going to be, you going to be the shit. You're going to be the smartest motherfucker in the room. You're going to be X, Y, and Z. So now if you choose to be with somebody, cool, but you will never have to, you'll be so self-sufficient that you can choose whatever it is you want to choose in life.
Okay, so that kind of tells me that he really didn't, like, give you the game, like, on men and relationships and stuff like that. But I want to ask you, do you think that comes at a price? Like, do you think you pay the price of being, what did you say, like, being the smartest or being, doing your own shit? Do you feel like you sacrificed having a family for that?
No.
No?
No. Because at that time, it was nothing that I desired. I didn't desire to be somebody's mom. I didn't desire to be
Yeah,
somebody
she was
like
way
that. I
younger
didn't
then.
me like my whole
I
life I
understand.
was so anti unsolicited responsibility. I don't want to do no shit that I don't want to do. Like if I don't want to do it, it's not on my motherfucking plane. You know, it's not even in my ecosystem. So like some women grow up and they desire to be moms and to be wives, but a lot of that is rooted in the desire to be desired and to have a partner. So if I give him, you know what I mean, the wifely duties, if I give him this child, then that's a better chance of him sticking around. But my identity was never directly correlated to who I was in a relationship with, or you know what I mean? Like I didn't identify that.
Isn't that just nature though? Isn't like it's in a
But I'm
woman's
telling
nature
you,
to want to be loved?
but wanting to have love and wanting to fucking have a kid and wake up at 3:30 in the morning are two totally different things. You can have a very full life that's full of love
Absolutely.
without having a child or without wanting to be somebody's
Absolutely.
wife.
Are you
Absolutely,
anti-child?
and
You
I'm
No,
don't have kids?
I'm not.
You hate
hey,
kids?
nah,
No, I'm
look, you're
anti
absolutely right.
Oh, I'm
the
like,
assumption
what
that
the fuck?
if a woman doesn't have a child or a husband, then she's unfulfilled.
Okay.
I'm anti that narrative.
Listen,
Think it's
you're right
spilling
about
over a
that,
little
and I
bit.
respect you for that because a lot of women they want to have these families and these kids, and they don't want to put in the work. Right after you have a kid, you like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Like all this complaining about having a kid. Now you living your worst life ever because you had a kid, but it's like that was your decision. Because men are usually not in a rush to have kids and have added responsibility. It's usually women, and then once the kid gets here, it's, oh my God, I don't get any time for myself. Oh my God, I don't get to do nothing. Oh my God,
Nothing
these
about
kids.
that lifestyle was attractive to me. And then it's like me as a person, I like spontaneity. I like to be able to, if somebody says, let's go to New York for a week, fuck it, let's go to New York for a week. Imagine if
Well,
you had
if
a
you had a
kid.
responsible
Absolutely.
How do you
dad,
do
you
that?
could do that.
But now I'm sitting there with the
Know
back
what
of my
I'm
mind
saying?
thinking about this kid, and I got to
Hey,
figure out accommodate. Like
I
who
done had my son
wants to
plenty
live like
weeks.
that? Who wants to live
Yeah,
like that?
with
Fucking
kids,
car. I come
especially
get
with
him,
young
man.
kids, that makes it so
To me,
hard.
it wasn't desirable. Now I want it because I'm more in a slowed down pace, but
Uh-oh.
it wasn't desirable to me. I was like, ooh, that bitch
Did
is
you
fucking
talk to
fucking
old
her
boy
life
from
over.
New York about that?
But
You said
see,
what?
No, I was
All right,
fucking
hey,
with
call right back, DJ. Thanks, man. That was a great question, man. Shout out to DJ for that. Damn, Aaron.
I mean, I don't want. It's just that.
But let me say this, because this is how I feel when women say, to quote Bill Burr on this, that women say that being a mom is the hardest job in the world. I've seen my mom run a daycare, a 24-hour daycare. You feel me? She's raised God knows how many children. My dad got God knows how many kids. You know what I mean? So I've been around kids my whole life. I don't feel like that's not a job, right? That's just being a human being.
I think we was put here to reproduce.
Right.
And,
I
like
think
you said, part of being a human being.
And I think it's the father's job to raise the sons, to show them how to be a man, so forth and so on. Mother's job to show the women how to be women, right? And whatever you going to splice in between that, cool.
Right.
I don't think it's the mother's job to completely raise children.
I
right?
agree.
Right. So I don't think that women have a right to not work. That is blasphemy. The scriptures say, whatever man don't work, and when it says men, it's not talking about the man like a man with a penis. It's talking about mankind. If man don't work, man don't eat. That go for man and women. Nobody has the right on this planet to sit by on the wayside and chill at home.
But nobody's saying not. Okay, this is what I'm saying. No one is saying not work. When I'm saying work, I'm meaning like you got to get up in the morning, you got to get the kids ready, you got to drop them off at daycare, you got to get up, you got to go do your 8-hour, 10-hour shift, you got to make sure you're there by 6 o'clock. That's what I'm saying,
That
right?
embracive shit,
That's
like, let's
that's what
go,
I'm saying.
let's
Is
do
like
it. I'd be
some
excited
women.
about
I
that.
feel like when they have children, they don't desire that because in the traditional workspace, it's not accommodating to mothers. The traditional workspace was designed for men. So they don't have the flexibility to be a mom and work with the kid gets sick or there's a basketball game or there's, you know what I mean, other extracurricular activities that they might need a little flexibility for. So that's what I'm saying that most
Your mama
mothers,
did it, right?
just because somebody struggled don't mean I want to. And not saying that she
My mama
struggled,
did
but
it.
Okay, hold on. Let's take this call. Then I want to. Let's take
struggle
this
is not
call.
my, God didn't put that on
And then
my heart.
I want to keep that. I want you to get your opinion because you've been a single dad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, caller, go ahead.
Man, it's Big J in Dallas. How y'all doing?
What's good?
Hey, first of all, I don't want Erin to feel attacked. I think you made great choices for you. You assessed who you were younger in life and knew what your priority was. That's not everybody. So it's perfectly fine for a woman or a man to decide early in life they don't want that responsibility. and to live their life accordingly. Like, as long as you're prepared to deal with the consequences, that's the definition of manhood or womanhood, is taking responsibility for your life and the consequences of those actions. So if you don't want to have children, so be it. I mean, I always knew I wanted to be a father, and I was blessed to have my sons, and I'd love to be an engaged and involved part of their life. But that's not for everybody. And even if the word says it, you're right. That is a path to fulfillment, and that is part of our purpose. And maybe at some point in your life you may regret it, but I can't say that for everybody. There's no one size fits all for anybody. There's a lot of people out here have no business having kids because they're not going to do right by them.
Right.
How do you feel about women sitting at home not working?
I don't have an opinion on. Look, if you can find you a lick and this dude is capable, I'm not going to say that you shouldn't do it. If that couple decides for them, for the right reasons, that it's worthwhile for the mother or the father to stay home and take care of their kids, then they're doing what's right for them. What I don't think is right is for someone to presume that they have to live off of someone else for any reason. If you as a couple together get together and you decide that it's best for your family that one of you be at home for a season in your life so that your kids can get that additional nurturing and the woman or the father is the right person to do that, then so be it. I mean, me and my wife don't do that, but that's not really the point. There's no one size fits all. I'm not going to say what somebody else should or shouldn't do. And really, as a people, we're not doing such a fantastic job of being married and loving and raising our children to the point where we should be telling people that are figuring out a way to make it work how they should or shouldn't live their life. We just need to start being more proactive in planning our families, figuring out our future, how to raise our family, afford to take care of our children, and handle our responsibilities. That's where I think our focus ought to be, not what that looks like, because there's no one size fits all for everybody. Just isn't. That's just my opinion, man.
Great call,
I'll listen off air.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Okay, so Nick.
Hold on. I want to get the single dad opinion. I don't have kids. You don't have kids either. So he actually has kids. And are you a single dad or did you guys co-parent?
Oh, yeah. I thought you had a seed.
Not yet.
Yeah, I have a seed.
Yeah, I know. So do you consider yourself a single dad or a co-parent? Is it a single dad or a co-parent? Like how do you
co-parent at this time, but it's been plenty of times she been out of town and I had the baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about not even a year old. Like, it's just me and him. You know what I'm saying? So I understood all of that. And it wasn't hard to me. Maybe it was because of the flexibility that I had in life due to what I do. And it wasn't a 9 to 5 at the time. But I get it. If somebody could struggle, if you got to go to work for fucking 8 hours a day, it probably been a different story, but I'd have probably figured it out. But yes, it's been times where I was just me and him, and it was just that, you know what I mean? And I always was in my head, felt like how you say, I felt like a female, like have a kid, that's hard work. It's going to be expensive. I can't, how the fuck? I had this little nigga. I'm like, this shit ain't about nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I just don't
Pampers,
want.
Some Similac. Motherfucker, let's keep it moving. Watch this little nigga. Don't let him put nothing in his mouth.
Nothing about that. When I was younger, nothing about that lifestyle was desirable. Nothing about that shit was desirable to me. It wasn't anything I looked at like, ooh, I yearn to have this fucking kid on my hip. I learned to not be able to have flexibility and spontaneity in my life.
I have friends like that. I cringe, to be honest with you. When I hear that, and as a friend, I'll be like, come on. I'll be trying to talk them out of it.
Right, because I feel like people who are misery loves company. It's always the people.
Misery,
right? It's always the people who are married trying to get their friends to get married. It's always the people who got kids because they know it's an okie doke and let somebody be in the okie doke with me.
That ain't nothing to do with what I'm saying. I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying that how I feel is we was put here to reproduce.
Right.
And for you to say, I don't want to have no kids.
I never said I didn't want to have kids.
I'm just saying the rhetoric you're talking, it spills to somebody that
I never said I didn't want to have kids. I said I did not see starting a family and having children as a necessity in my younger years. Yeah, now I want to have kids. Now
So
I'm ready
you
for
ready
it. But
now.
I'm also 36. It's like, okay.
So
and
now
I'm
it's
at
going to
this point-
start like I'm too old to have kids. So
No,
it's
no,
just
I'm
gonna,
not even on that. I just feel like I'm at this point, like, okay, I done did all the bullshit, right? All the bullshit. So it's like, what more is there to do? I'm past. I'm ready for the next chapter of my life. Like, I'm past the club age. I'm past the you know what I mean?
So
I'm
now you can settle down
yeah.
and
Now
take
it's
care
like
of the
I'm
kid.
not missing out on nothing.
3 in
I
the
done been
morning,
in
what you
yeah,
said, was you
yeah.
got to get up
I ain't
3
got
in the
nothing to
morning
do.
to
Yeah,
feed
let's
the
do it
kid. Though.
now.
It sounded like it was just so
No,
daunting
it was
to her.
just
Like
that-
she was like, you got to get up at 3 in the morning to feed him.
But
and
you have to think
take him to daycare.
at
and I'm
21,
like,
25, 26, like that shit does not sound like anything I want to do. You know what I mean? I've had people call me and say, let's go to Ghana next week. And I'm in Ghana for the next three,
so
4
that's
weeks.
more important to you than having a child? Like, cause
At that time, yes, 100%. Because I feel like
call you to take
in
you
order
out the
to, for me,
country.
I feel like to have a child, it's not about food, clothing, and shelter, right? It's about what you can instill in that child. And if I don't know who I am as a person fully, how can I tell another person or put them on the path so they can explore or kind of discover who they are? So yes, being able to go to Africa and being able to do all these different things and being able to see the world and now realize like I didn't see enough. I don't have that fear of missing out. I can sit down and have this nigga baby now.
No, but what I do, I can say, and I think I'm being truthful when I say this, just from knowing you for the time, that if it had happened, you would have stepped up and did what you had to do regardless.
It depends on who it was. Like I'm not that person.
She just
Because
said straight up, and
my
no,
thing
I
is,
done
like,
aborted immediately.
I don't put up with nonsense
Yo,
on any level. Like it does like drama and friction is not.
What if
to
it
me.
wouldn't have been that?
If it wouldn't
you
have
had
been
a
that-
baby by him. Oh, you
if
had
it
my
would have been a
baby
good
and just turned it to this.
if it would have been a great
best nigga in the world to you.
then hey,
You
I'm all
don't
with
know
it.
that.
But most of the niggas I'm fucking with wasn't the best niggas in
They
the
were-
world.
and
So
you
let's,
knew that.
let's keep it real.
Like, these niggas was a shit.
Yeah,
And I knew
right,
it.
they
I'm
was.
not having your baby, you
Yeah,
piece
let's-
of shit ass.
Carla,
nigga.
what's
Let's
your name?
keep it
Where you calling
real.
from?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Bugsy from Virginia.
What up?
What's going on?
I'm good. Everything good, man. What's up, Matt?
Yo,
I used to follow
shaking.
you on Snapchat, man. This man was crazy on there, man.
Yo, I was so crazy they fucking took that shit down and never let me back again. They took my
Yeah,
Snapchat.
y'all
They
never
let this nigga
follow
doing
this
too
man
much.
made on Snap. Y'all missed out, man. That man was wild. But anyway,
And I can't even pull up none of that footage. I lost all of that.
never saved any of it?
I was going so crazy on my Snapchat because I used to be on set
that's crazy.
and just showing
That is
everything that's
crazy.
happening. Because you know they ain't care on
Yeah.
Snapchat. Then they got sensitive and took me down. I was like, these niggas. Somebody was snitch. Somebody was hating. But anyway, all right, I hear you, bro. I hear you.
Yeah. But yeah, man. But like real quick, what I wanted to chime in on was Erin, what she was talking about. So this is the thing, right? And this is my issue with a lot of black women. I love black women, but this is my issue with them. Man.
There we go.
Y'all put off having children, and because the overwhelming majority of women, their happiness derives from starting a family, raising
Right, 'cause you're a
children,
woman.
Getting married and all those things, as opposed to like having a career and pursuing their education and all those things. So like when you're young and in your youth, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, putting off having children, and then you pop up at 36 saying, I want children now. Let me ask you this.
No, I hear you.
You ever been
I
excited?
know where you
Have you
going.
ever had a dude that you was like into, like you were excited about, that you really wanted to be with, or no?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so why didn't you want to have children with that dude, or like
Because
you
our
didn't
last
want to
names
be
didn't
a
match.
wife to him?
Our last names didn't match.
He didn't put a ring on.
Right. And I ain't about to be out here just having niggas babies.
So if he put the ring on you and still didn't do the right thing,
Then at
what
least
the
we
fuck?
gave it a
Then you
fair
gonna be like,
swing.
fuck it,
At
he
least we
married
gave it a
me,
fair
that's
swing.
just-
At least we gave it a fair swing. But I'm just not out here offering up my motherfucking
just take the
womb
boot,
to any
take the
nigga.
baby and run. That's my baby. Fuck
Fuck
you,
it.
nigga. I don't
take the
need
you
you.
take
You
the
the
baby.
one
You
Miss
take the baby
Independent,
and
like,
run.
whatever,
You take the
whatever.
baby, nigga.
Thanks,
You take the
Carla.
baby.
You
You
know
give
what
me
I'm
updates
saying?
on how this little nigga doing.
I'll give you a baby. I'll take the
Right,
baby.
you hear that?
goddammit.
That's what, and you know
I'ma
what the
put
thing
a
that like
baby
those
in,
type of
I'ma
comments
take the
drive me
baby.
crazy
How
because
about that?
it is just so mansplaining to me for a man to really sit across from a woman, right, and say, most women's happiness derives from being in a family. Like, nigga, what? What bitch told you this? Not you. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the caller. It's like, who told you that? That's like if I sit across from you guys, like most niggas really like just cashing out on hoes. Like that makes them feel like strong men. You would be like, bitch, who you been talking to? Like, you know what I mean? So it's like for you to really come up here with this real, like, definitive conclusion of where women's happiness is derived from, and you sit in front of a woman and you tell her most women in their most women between 22 and 26 that had the babies just fucking got caught up. I don't know no planned pregnancies. Y'all know any planned pregnancies?
Or mom wasn't planned.
No, right? That's my whole point. So if women really wanted these babies and they really wanted these relationships, it would have been planned families. No, it's just some oops. And fuck it, let me just ride with my mistake. You know what I mean? But most of these women don't want these fucking babies.
If you just do it, I don't know. I can't even.
I know plenty of women in my 20s that got pregnant. Not near one. Not near one was planned. And not near one was happy until that little motherfucker was like between 3 and 5. Them first like 5 years of having a baby is brutal on a woman.
Take care of her one day.
Nonetheless, I'm just saying. So if you're sitting around and you're watching your friends at 23, 24, miserable as shit with these fucking kids, who's gonna say, you know what? That shit sound like I want to fuck with it.
I think you're supposed to be at a certain, mindset and a frame of mind in your life before you have kids, but I also think having a kid will step your ass up, though.
Oh, I do. I feel like I 100% agree with that, but that wasn't the motivation I was seeking at the time.
Yo, pass that brown sugar bourbon. Hold on. The sponsor, Brown Sugar Bourbon.
Shout out to Brown Sugar Bourbon, man.
Shout out to Brown Sugar Bourbon, baby.
So,
yes, please. Shout out to Brown Sugar Bourbon.
So, would you, let me ask you a question. So, do you plan on having more kids?
Get that. I don't care.
You just, see, that's how most men are. That's how my dad was.
Let's go.
See, this is the thing. Let me say this. I don't have kids, man, but this is what I'm going to say. Like, women.
I ain't going to run off, nigga, into the woods.
I feel like you on this. Like, I watch my dad take in niggas. You know what I'm saying? Extra niggas' kids and niggas he didn't even, you know what I mean? He took in the homies, nigga. He took in
he had kids.
But this is what I'm saying. So I just can't wrap my head around this whole dramatic thing women go through about these children, nigga. Like I just don't get it. Like it's not that dramatic. It's not that serious. I watch. Let me hold on. That's what I'm saying. Like I watch my dad. Yeah, like you said, my dad's a comic. I watched this nigga go on the road. You know what I mean? He had to go on the road 3-4 days at a time while raising young men and making sure his house didn't get burnt the fuck down. We didn't have no babies. We ain't out gang banging. Like he had to still be a father,
right?
And still go make bread, still deal with women, still deal with all this shit. So that's why I just think that we're in the, and I'm gonna hate to say this out loud, but I think I'm just gonna say it. I think that I'm not gonna say black women in general. I think this is a cultural thing.
You guys are such assholes.
I'm not gonna say black women. Let me finish. Damn. I think women just need to grow the fuck up. Let me finish, Erin.
Women don't even deserve it. But don't even need to land this plane. I think already in turbulence. Let this shit hang.
I think women need to grow up. You know what I'm saying? And get their shit together and stop complaining about this goofy shit. Like, I want to go out and enjoy my 20s. That's that goofy shit, man.
Oh, my God. You know the thing is it's just
saying, y'all goofy.
To me, it's like you guys don't even fucking see. Like, I can't believe that this woman who has had to carry this baby for 10 fucking months.
Whoa.
You niggas ain't doing it. Have all the physical, the chemical, the psychological fucking changes, the throw up, the morning sickness. Like, breast getting your ankles being swollen, all kind of shit. Let me finish. Then have the baby, and then go through postpartum depression. And niggas is like, what is wrong with these bitches? Why is it? It's really not that big of a deal because by the time you get the kid, you ain't fucking depressed and your body ain't went through hell and back. So you got a fresh fucking mind and body to go jump on and be a father. But could you imagine having to do that? And now you're depressed. You looking at this little.
Talk to Jesus about that.
Yeah, we didn't do that.
I'm not saying you didn't. No, I'm not saying you
man.
didn't do it, but what I'm saying is that there is a whole nother level of complexity.
But that's your life, Aaron. You got to deal with that. So just deal with it.
I am dealing with it. But what I'm
Stop
saying is in the
complaining about
midst of it, shut the fuck up and stop telling me that I'm being a fucking big baby behind it. I'm dealing with it, nigga, but I don't need your extra commentary.
Stop complaining about
That's
being
what I'm
a
saying.
woman.
Fact.
You supposed to
I'm
have
not complaining.
babies. Your
I'm just saying,
titties
nigga,
are
I don't
supposed
want to
to
hear your
drop.
fucking mouth about anything you not going through.
You listen, your titties supposed to drop. Your vagina ain't supposed to be young your whole life. You supposed to get stretch marks. These things are supposed to happen. Y'all fighting reality. You're not supposed to look like you're 20 for the rest of your life. Your titties are supposed to hang low. Nipples get long. This supposed to happen.
For some women, it happens sooner than they want.
Get y'all shit together, women. Get it
These
together.
ain't
Can we have some
shit.
women call in?
Listen.
We have some men call in. Women call in.
Misogynistic
You dealt with
misogynistic.
You dealt with women all around the world. You dealt with women all around the world, right? What's your take on it? Do you feel like women, like, because you said that you think it should be 50-50.
I agree with that.
That's what it takes.
That's all. That's it. That's all.
That's what it
takes.
takes.
Going into the not being sympathetic to what they go through during the pregnancy and doing all that. That's not what I'm gonna do. I try to stay. It's like one of those, oh shit, I get it, but I ain't gonna talk shit about it. I see that, you know what I mean? But I'm not gonna do that. And like I said, I think it just should be 50-50. Like what I put out, you should at least try to put at least. If I'm doing 60, you should have at least that 40. But if I got $30,000, bitch, you should at least come up with 15. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like it should.
10.
honestly, I always feel
That's
like
my whole motto about it.
I don't ever believe in a 50-50 thing. I believe in 100.
I'm not even saying
100,
50-50.
100, right? Because I always have the model
it.
in a relationship, and when I say take care, define that how you want, right? But I always tell a man, you take care of, like, I take care of you and you take care of us. That's how I look at it. Like
it's the same thing.
No. I feel like my responsibility is to
take care of you, not financially.
I'm not talking about take care. I'm saying take care of whatever, however you define.
Like
No. However you define.
Well, taking care of me is making some bread with me and put some bread with me and let's make.
So
some
we can't
shit
just do
happen.
life separately but together.
What?
We can't do life separately but together.
And we're together?
Yeah, we're together, but we have our own shit. Like you have your own shit, I have my own shit, and then we
so
create
then
a
I
pot.
won't help you with your shit.
But I didn't need help. What I'm saying is that we create.
Then
This
I
is
won't
how.
help
Okay,
you
this is how.
Give you no money. Then
in
I'm
my
not helping you
ideal
with your shit.
In my ideal
You
situation,
ask for help. I'm like, no,
I've never
you do
asked.
your own
I've never
shit.
asked a man for help. Never.
Okay, so
but I've never been at a lack for anything either, right?
Okay,
so
then we good.
I've always
then.
felt like if
do
I was
my
with
shit,
someone,
you do your shit.
I would feel like
a whack relationship.
I don't believe in like joint
what do you
accounts
mean?
and
We're
shit.
not
Like
really together.
we are.
I mean, we don't gotta go that far.
Then what is
I
we?
ain't
If we
saying
ain't commingling,
marriage-
nigga, if we're
marriage
not
is that's-
commingling the money,
okay,
we
now
not
let's
really
do that.
together.
Let's
We're not
do
really
that.
together. If we're
Marriage
not
do that,
commingling
but
money,
a
we're not
long-term
together.
Official
Then
relationship. Let's
my-
put money together. It
If
don't
we
gotta
are not
be,
commingling
let's do
money,
something,
then we are
own
not
some
really
business
together.
Let's
We
do
just
something together.
like
I mean,
spending time with each other.
if that's the case, then cool. That's why I got a whole nother chick. And
But what do
then,
you need her
And
for?
then we get in trouble because now I'm a dirty dog.
But
Because you're
but
not doing the right thing.
But what am I
so
not
now I gotta
doing?
go get this
But what
other
am I
bitch.
not doing?
If I'm telling you, this is what I need us to put something together. I'm gonna do the bulk of it, but you gotta come with something.
But
and you sitting there
you're
like
not listening to me.
You're not
listening
really,
to me.
I'd rather just do me and you do you, and
That's
we in a
exactly-
relationship.
that's
not a
You
relationship.
that's not what I said.
That's what you said.
You didn't let
come
me
to your
finish.
world, you
I
come to your
said
world,
that
and
I
that's
figure
what you
that
said.
my ideal is, right?
That's your
You
ideal.
have yours, I have mine,
See, that's
and then
what
we
I'm
make a
saying.
pot together jointly, right?
Why would
And-
I do
I'm
that?
not telling you not to have yours.
Right.
All I'm saying is us together, whatever. If we're in a relationship, yeah,
Okay.
you can still keep whatever your little. I'm not
So
saying
we're
what's
talking the
yours
same.
is mine,
So we're
and
basically
what
saying the
mine's is
same
yours
thing.
necessarily.
We're saying the same thing.
Nah, because
How are we not?
You jumping over some.
You
shit
said
and
if you
then-
bring something, I gotta
You
bring
see,
something.
she
I
trying
just
to
said we got
manipulate
a
some
pot in the middle, and we both contribute to
okay,
it.
Cool.
So how are
pot
we
in the
not
middle.
saying the
okay,
same
cool.
thing?
That's what you want to say. That's what you want to call it.
We
pot in
saying the
middle?
same thing.
Okay, cool. We saying the same thing. So now she like, I'm gonna secretly keep some shit over here, but
You
nigga,
always got to keep a little.
we could-
And I
no, you
advise,
have
I
to.
advise men, keep
I hear
everybody
that.
got to get some
I'm not
fuck you
putting-
money.
nah.
Always, you always got to
gotta
have some cover your.
escape shit.
Because
you know what I'm
motherfuckers
saying?
will switch up on
You
you.
gotta have an escape route.
Yeah, everybody, and I don't
get
feel.
it.
I don't expect to know
I was
everything.
telling him that I ain't even going front. I fucked my credit up, right? So can't really move good Ain't typical black dude. It ain't probably no secret to most motherfuckers. Like, all right, fuck, I don't feel too bad. But I'm not in a situation right now. So my mom's is coming to town. She coming to town for her birthday. I like, yo, mom, you know what I'm saying? We gonna go to the car dealership. We gonna do a bunch of shit, you know what I'm saying? Because that's my mother. I trust her and doing something with her than some random chick, you know what I mean? And I was just telling him.
No, but you gotta tell the people why though. What was the reason for not wanting to do it with like a random chick that you're not dealing with?
Because then next thing you know, they flip on you.
They use that
talking
shit as
about,
leverage.
Oh yeah,
They use it as leverage.
It's just like living in a chick crib, like you said earlier. Like, oh, you live in my spot and this, that, and the other. Like,
I would
fuck
never.
That.
I would never.
Mom Duke ain't gonna flip on me like that. You know what I'm saying?
You don't ever live anywhere where your name ain't on the lease.
Yeah, that's why I live alone, and it's my name.
Caller, what's your name and where you calling from?
It's Dana. I'm calling from the 210 freeway.
Hey, Dana.
Oh, the 210? Damn.
All right, it's exhausting. Let me take a deep breath and remember who I am. All right, Erin, go ahead. What is your take on this relationship thing, and what are you bringing to the table other than joy?
That's all everybody needs is joy, right?
Okay, you're not bringing anything. You're already at -0. Now what else do you bring?
Okay.
Let me ask you the question.
She's bringing joy. That's it.
Would you, if you were,
This nigga.
let's say you're in a financial position, right, where you can afford to just kind of live, your best life. Would you get a man and just have him stay at home? Could he be a stay-at-home man for you? If financially you guys are cool.
Yes.
I'll be like, nigga, go somewhere and do something.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here.
Nigga better have a side hustle.
Nigga.
What if he
Go sell pencils, nigga, lollipops. Nigga,
What
you
is
gotta go sell car parts. Nigga.
Herbalife or something. Nigga.
Herbalife.
Something.
Good, because the money is good.
So he could just chill at the crib, Dana. You cool?
I mean, he can't sit there picking his nose, but
he chilling.
At least have the house clean by the time you get home.
He ain't got to do nothing, but
gotta
I can't.
clean
But
the
I
crib.
can't sit on my ass.
Yeah,
but her
no.
nigga can.
What if he put the he throw the dishes in the dishwasher? And nigga made the bed.
But I
took
can't
the
sit on my
trash
ass.
out.
But that's my whole thing. I don't understand that. She would let her dude sit on his
he
ass.
can't
But my dude can't let me sit on my ass.
So what are we talking about here?
He cooking dinner for you? Is that cool?
I don't even know how comfortable I would feel a man even doing that on a regular basis. I'm talking about cooperation.
What?
No, I'm saying, would you be cool with him just saying, I'm going to be a stay-at-home man since we already got the bills taken care of?
I mean, the money has to cycle, though.
What do you mean?
You understand what I'm saying? Like, the money has to keep moving. I mean, are we investing, or, are we living off the interest?
You got a Twitch account.
Whatever we doing.
He got a Twitch account.
No, you good. Nah, Dana. Whatever you do in your profession, y'all well off. You're straight. You're not going to have to worry about no bread. You good. He just want to chill at the crib, play Xbox, get his score up. You know what I mean?
No.
Call the homies, go shoot
he
some
cannot be
hoops.
playing Xbox and getting his score up.
Why not? He in shape. He gonna go shoot some hoops. He gonna cook when he get to the crib.
I mean, because all men are serving dick. I can get dick anywhere.
Wait, we can say that about vagina though.
That's what I'm saying. Now we talking in
I
circles.
can get pussy anywhere too.
He has to really be doing
money and you
I
gonna
bring
take
nothing
care of
to the
shit. I'm
table.
coming. I'm
I'm the
on
whole
my
fucking
way.
house.
Why-
Fuck your table.
Why he can't stay home and chill? That don't make no sense. I think the man.
How does that make sense?
No, I don't think nobody should stay home and chill. Honestly, that's my personal.
Nah, yeah, I'm not even gonna advocate that for men or women. Like I
Even,
said, my stance
I
is.
don't buy into the whole staying at home, and you definitely can't be, sitting in front of the TV with a game console.
Man, my dream is us both coming home from a hard day's work. All I want is the big piece of chicken, and we have Netflix and chill and go to bed and do it all over again the next day. I think at the end of the day, we both working. We both doing our thing all day.
Let's see what our returns on. What we could blow on.
I massage you for a little while. You massage me for a little while.
That's
Call it a night. Come on, my nigga.
No, I feel you, but my only thing is coming
trying
from a
to
heart.
tap into what Erin was saying.
What was I saying?
You cutting in and out. Dana.
She's wilding.
What was I saying?
I'm sorry.
She's
I was
wild
just
for
going
that.
on the bridge to 118. So go ahead.
What was I saying?
No, you were talking about something about men and staying at home, and I mean, I don't know. It got convoluted a little bit. I got to pay attention to the road. So I'm trying to understand, and Erin, this isn't our first rodeo. I mean, you've been saying this for quite a while.
Okay.
So I just want to know what your take is on the relationships, because you were talking about women being in their 20s and having a kid and being stuck with this kid and postpartum and all this stuff that they go through. But that's at the age where men are really checking for you, because that's when you're most viable. That's when you're more coachable. That's when you have more of a clean
Maybe that's
slate.
the problem. Ain't nobody ever stopped checking for me.
Oh my
They
God.
haven't.
She couldn't even take the constructive criticism real quick.
I'm being dead ass.
gonna
Maybe
be
everybody
cute,
else got
like-
an expiration date, but I haven't reached mine
That's not
yet.
the
I think you
point.
misunderstand
Is
what you're
saying.
saying.
I haven't
You
reached
missed
mine.
everything she
Yeah,
just
you missed
said.
what she
It
was
wasn't
saying.
What was
even
she
that.
saying?
She's basically saying how men perceive it, not how you perceive
Not
it.
Okay.
you.
Because
Yeah,
we're
you
the
can
ones
think
picking.
you cute till
Right.
you die.
Right.
Okay,
Most
who
women do.
cares?
Women think like, well, I'm sexy at 50. Man,
Yeah,
stop
like
it.
this.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah,
Right.
stop it.
So because we're the ones who have to choose women, right?
Right.
I strongly believe, me personally, women, don't hate me for this. This is just a general statement, okay? After 27, generally, it starts to go down. The
But
value.
even Dave Chappelle said ain't nothing no such thing as a good 36-year-old pussy.
And that's a fact.
So
So I feel like
I'm just fucking.
And bigger dog.
Dave said that.
She's like, no, get away from me.
Dave said that. No, but
He
not,
said that. I didn't say that.
But-
I know some good 36-year-old pussy myself.
Right.
I do. I ain't gonna lie. But
and obviously that's
That's
super
what he
general
said.
because it's obviously going to be exceptions to the rule. But I'm just saying on a wide scale, a general rule that I think most men, they try to find whatever chick they dealing with by 25. Usually
You
after-
found your wife by 25?
Not me. I wasn't 25. She was 25.
Right, but that's my whole
yeah,
point.
the
So you're
female
generally,
25.
I don't know. My whole thing is that.
So, but
First of all, I hate
understand.
talking about relationships because I think this shit is fucking stupid.
No, we're
I
not
feel
talking
like
about relationships.
our
though.
community as a whole spends way too much fucking time talking
We
about
got a whole-
relationships
we
and baby
got
daddies and
other
all that
shit to
without
deal
real
with,
shit.
right?
Right, we
Black on
got
black
real shit.
crime and
What about
shit
some?
like
Right, we
that.
got real shit
Niggas
going
kill-
on. Let's
you
talk
know
about
what I
some
mean?
real
But
shit.
that's just what we was talking about.
Yeah.
That's it.
No. I'm
It
just saying that
wasn't-
in general, but
we could
it's just
we could switch. We could talk about that too.
to me.
but-
I mean, I don't know. It's one of those you have to be around me to understand me. Like my je ne sais quoi has just always been off the charts. Like I've never had an issue. Yeah, I might be 36, whatever, but what does that mean? I know
That
many
ain't
niggas
shit.
who
I
would
got you
like
by
to get me
10
pregnant right
years. I
now.
don't know,
Nobody is
whatever.
and it's like they're better quality
I
men.
would.
Like,
Let's go.
you know what I mean? I feel like I'm a better judgment of like what I want to deal with and what I don't want to deal with, and like I don't think people understand. I really don't put
But
up
you
with
can't
bullshit.
be 46 talking that same
No,
shit.
no,
You be
I would say within the
babyless
next
and
like
fucking
year and a half.
miserable.
If I don't have a baby in the next year and a half,
Okay.
then you know we charge it to the game.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
That's a fear. Not to put this omen on you, but oh my God, if I hadn't had kids by now,
What's the point?
I would feel some kind of way about my life.
Why?
I don't know.
But
That's
how old are
just
you?
46.
And how old were you when you had your first kid?
He 14, so 14 years ago.
32?
Whatever, yeah.
Okay. And then I think another thing is that you also have to look at it like it also has like a generational thing because I feel like I'm technically within the millennial generation. I shouldn't say technically. I am within the millennial generation. And I feel like for my generation, we have such a hard time kind of like grasping how old we are because a lot of the benchmarks of success and of, I guess, growth of families and whatnot, we were unable to hit because we have been kind of squeezed out of the market in one way or another. You have to think for most of us, who went to college and graduated, the year we graduated, we were in a major fucking recession. You know what I mean? We bounced back from the recession, and then it's like it's every year it's always something. So I feel like the housing market, like this one person said the other day, my parents at my same age were able to buy this house in Michigan, and my dad has nowhere near the qualifications that I have, making nowhere near the money that I'm making, and he was able to afford this house with a whole family of 4, but this same house, me as his offspring, I can't afford it because we just been, pushed out of the market. So it's like for a lot of us, we haven't been able to hit these kind of pinnacles of adulthood because I feel like we have been that one generation where if it hasn't been one thing, it's been another. You know what I mean? Where you have the crippling student loan debt. You're out of the housing market. We weren't able to get like fair job placement because as soon as we graduated, we were in the middle of the recession. And it's always been every fucking year. It has been something of other.
And this is all pertaining to you not having kids, and
it's not pertaining to not having kids, but it's pertaining to me not wanting to volunteer.
I know.
It's not about pertaining to not wanting to have kids. It's pertaining to.
She gets mad political.
It's not because it's not about being political, but you have to think it's like somebody doesn't.
It just gets
because everything is deeper than rap. Like some people don't want to voluntarily struggle. Like I can see this shit is a okie doke. Why do I want to jump in the fucking deep end?
Where did you go to high school at?
What difference does it make?
No, I'm just asking.
I went to high school in Palmdale.
If you don't want nobody to know, then
no, I went to high school in Palmdale at Highland.
And junior high school, same area. Basically.
In Palmdale, and then in Pasadena, and then I did my
Pasadena, Palmdale areas where you got
right
where you came up basically. Okay, no, just
it's not about it being political.
No, I
but
study shit like that because. I totally believe you're a product of your environment, first of all. Then second of all, that's why I asked you, okay, what environment did you grow up in? So then I could calculate, because I do my research on those environments. And I go back years to how that shit work. I'm not saying like just a couple of years. If I'm going to do that research, I go through the whole thing. That's my thing.
Right.
All right. That's why I always ask, where did you go to high school? What community did you grow up in? And then I do studies on that community.
But I don't think it really has to do anything with the community because there's a lot of like I really feel like it is. I had older parents, and I really feel like that.
And they might have came from other communities.
No, it's not even about the community. I feel like when you have older parents, the lessons they instill in you have more of a foundation, are more life lessons and not very fleeting shit. So I feel like
we're not talking about what your parents told you. We're talking about what you seen every day when you was going to school, the kids around you.
No, I saw all that shit. I saw. My whole thing is I can see some, and I also have a lot of nieces and nephews. You know what I mean? I'm the youngest.
That could overshadow.
I'm the youngest
what
of
your
5.
Parents telling you
That's what I'm saying. Is I'm the youngest of 5. So I have a shit ton of nieces and nephews. So I saw what it took to take care of a child, and it wasn't
appealing to you.
It
spooked you at some point.
It wasn't even spook. It just felt like an anchor. I want to be a balloon that you could let go and it can just fly. And I feel like a kid was like a fucking anchor.
Of what we saying, what he just said earlier, but I ain't got nothing to do with what he said.
What?
I'm not even gonna. He said something about, I just was like, all right, cool, I'm going to get out of that. Because we two different motherfuckers, so what he feels is not necessarily what I feel. Some things he say, I'm like, oh, shit, why he say, he feel that way, really?
It wasn't appealing to me.
That's what he said earlier.
And I don't want to get this misconstrued either. I sympathize with women in which I go through physically, right? Because, for example, if my wife's having cramps, I've never had cramps. I've had back pains, you know what I mean? But I won't compare that to cramps, right?
Right.
So if ever she's going through it, whatever you need, I got you. So whatever you normally do on a day, if she normally does the dishes or whatever it is, I don't do nothing. You good. You can stay in the bed. You be lazy today for the next 4 days, no problem, right? I prepare for this once a month. But that don't excuse the fact that you know this is coming. You're a woman. This is what you got to deal with, all right? Like when shit come my way as a man, I don't bitch up. I stand there as a man,
what's your point, Nick?
and I'm gonna take. So that's all I was saying. I just wanted to clarify that I wasn't being ill-sympathetic to women about you guys having pregnancy. And
but you can't say that you're ill-sympathetic. But if I'm having a baby for the first time, how the fuck am I supposed to know what my experience is gonna be? Because the next woman next to me might have a glorious experience and have no issues. So it's like you want them to man up and know that this is what I'm gonna have to deal with. Woman up. But how are you gonna know what you have to deal with until you've been through it? Everybody could tell you what the situation's gonna be like, but until you pass that child and you grow that child and you have the postpartum and you have the latching issues and you have the breastfeeding issues and you know what I mean? You have the hair loss and you have all this extra shit. How the fuck am I supposed to know I signed up for this bullshit?
That's a good point, Erin, but I'm just saying you still got to go through it. I didn't sign up to be a man. That's what the God put on me, so whatever come with it, I'm rocking with it. You know what I mean? So that's
I get it.
And I understand what you're saying, so I don't want to comment too much on it because I'm not a woman. I don't have to have kids. My hips ain't going to spread.
But that's the thing is most men's experience is for the most part, is kind of universal.
You said the man's experience?
For the most
I
part,
got
right?
you. Right.
For the man's experience is universal for the most part. That's why you could sit down at a bar to a random guy you don't know, and both y'all could bitch about your girls because your experience is universal. But every pregnancy is different. And my dad used to always tell me that the closest a woman comes to death is to giving birth. Like that's real life shit. So why would I want to like just voluntarily do that for this nigga?
Okay.
You know?
Okay. Well, I don't know. I understand what you're saying.
shit do
Cause I
look
understand
backwards.
because as a man growing up, seeing my dad, seeing like I said, seeing my mom raise so many kids. This is why I chose to wait to have children. You know what I mean? Because I seen them struggle at a young age. I seen what all that came with.
And I think that's what it is. I had so many sisters and brothers. I have so many nieces and nephews. I've seen good co-parenting situations. I've seen bad co-parenting situations. Right. I've seen where baby daddies have left the other. I maybe the problem is, yes, to your statement earlier, maybe I never saw any positive relationships that involved children. So it wasn't something that I felt like that was something I wanted.
That's why I go back to
want to be
in your environment. What you saw when you
yeah,
was growing up. You're very
right.
It was
impressionable
nothing,
at that age.
nothing I desired.
Caller,
what's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Josh calling out of LA. First of all, I want to say what's up to the big homie Nat. This is JJ Wood from the Urban X Awards.
Oh, what's shaking? What's shaking? It
What's
should
up,
be the
big
next
homie?
Urban
I wanted
X
to
coming
ask.
up
This
soon,
question
I
is
think.
for Nat. So, Nat, before you got into the industry, were there like, it's like I compare it to sports, were there like any guys that you looked up to in the industry before you got in?
Nah, it was only girls. I ain't gonna lie. Just probably like you, it was into whoever that girl was, and then whoever the nigga she worked with, like, okay, I see this nigga all the time. Okay, whatever. I see this nigga. Okay, whatever. But it was normally because I was into whatever particular female I was into. You know what I mean? So it wasn't about the dude. You could obviously tell, like, oh shit, she always worked with this dude. Then you start learning, like, oh shit, I know this dude. You know what I mean? So it wasn't. It didn't quite work like that. Even the motherfucker that put me on, it wasn't like that. I seen the checks he was getting. It wasn't like watching him work. It was he was showing me how much he was getting paid for doing it. So I was like, nigga, I want to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? I didn't watch him or his work. You know what I mean? He popped up in whatever I was seeing. So it wasn't. It wasn't ever like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm in the business.
Oh, you are okay. Who you fucking with?
Yeah,
like, that's right now. Who you fucking with?
Me, I'll be honest with you, I've been on Cherokee's website. I've been on Dog Fart. You know, I've only been in the business for 4 years now, so I'm still kind of new to the business.
Okay,
but I always wanted to be in. But if you know me, you see my face now, you gonna know me. This is check your deal when you get off of here, and you gonna see this is JJ Wood from the Urban X Awards. You'll remember me.
Nah, I believe that.
Hey,
I'm
man,
definitely better with faces than names.
Hey JJ, well stay connected, man. Maybe we can get you on the show, man.
Nah,
yeah, for sure.
Pull up,
no doubt.
Pull up. I got you.
All right, for sure. Shout out to JJ, man. We gonna try to get JJ down here
Shout
on the
out
show.
to JJ. Pull up, my dude. Like, I support the new cats coming up and all that.
Is he
and
still a rookie? 4 years in, is he still a rookie?
I don't know. He said he was 4 years. He said if I got to see his face, I probably know who he is.
I'm asking you, like, how's the game go? 4 years in, is you considered a vet or? Cause I know your lifespan ain't that long. Yeah, so.
I was lit.
Do you still do? You still work? You still?
Nah.
He hung the jersey.
How long you been retired?
2 years, 2.5.
What made you retire?
Just before the pandemic. Honestly, I always told myself I got to a certain age before I say I'm going to get this up because I kind of felt uncomfortable with working with 18-year-olds and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, nigga, 40-something, like, because I got a good 20-year run. Like, what else you going, you know what I mean? Keep it, move on.
Felt like
move
LeBron,
on in
right?
your life,
You felt like
nigga.
LeBron. You got 19, 20 years
like,
in.
I got 19, 20
got
years
6 rings.
in. Like,
Fuck
do
it, I'm
something
good.
else, nigga. But I'm struggling on what else that other thing is gonna be, and it hasn't jumped off yet after 2 and something ass years of You know what I mean? And that's scaring me. I don't have to pop back up like.
So was there like a
like I'm out of retirement now?
Was
nigga,
there like
let's
like an aha moment or an epiphany that you had? Like something
Was
happened
you
and you were
hit
like,
that was high years ago.
Was
I
you
just
hitting
knew
the
that's what I was
18-year-old?
gonna
You were
do.
just looking at it like I can't keep doing this.
It just got more funnier and funnier as you sitting there. You
She-
see this
yeah, she-
nigga next to you. Yo, this my guy. I ain't gonna lie. My boy Shawn Michaels and shit. Like, I'm sitting there like this nigga 50 something. I'm sitting here next to the nigga on set like he waiting. We all waiting our turn. This is just how it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm not sitting here at 50 years old. Wait to do this. Like, I feel some kind of way. Then he probably gonna be with some 18-year-old, 19-year-old. It's like I just burnt out with that. I had a good run though. Like, if for me to not be able to walk away after all of that, nigga, I'm a sucker. Like, what was you doing with your life? You know what I'm saying? You couldn't walk away after 20 years of doing some shit.
Right.
Like, you didn't have a plan B. You know what I mean? Then that, but it's still open. Like, I could go back probably next week. I probably gotta do some crunches and shit, get back right. You know what I mean? All I gotta do is say, yo, I'm back. Like, let's go.
Do they have a Hall of Fame for porn stars?
I am in it. I'm in it already.
They have one?
I'm in it already.
I didn't know they had one. They
What's
have
it
one.
Yeah,
called?
they got one. I'm
Oh
in it.
shit! Okay, there you
Porno
go.
Hall of Fame.
What is it called?
Porno Hall of Fame.
Oh, where does this museum live?
I don't know. Where do you go?
Did you get inducted?
No, it's not
Like, what happened?
it's not a place you could go to. A bunch of our bus is up. You know what I mean?
I need to get a
Man,
place.
statues
nigga.
of us is
Yeah.
up
But
somewhere
it's
in
just
the
like a
building.
website?
It's just where you go to. It's not
How
like
many
a physical place.
films have you done?
Round it up.
Mom, that's a
1,000.
I think when I'm like 60, I'll sit down and figure it out. But it's definitely 1,000 in that range. Like, I came in 02 and finished in 20 or 19 or some shit like that. And like I said, I've been all over the world with it. Like, I did 10 on 2s. Like,
The fuck is a 10?
10
that's
chicks and
aggressive.
just me and some other nigga. Like, I did a lot. You know what I'm saying? I did a lot.
That's aggressive.
And I don't know if it's something to be proud of, but I made it through it and I did it and it is what it is. Like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't, you know what I mean? Like I said, I got burnt more times in high school than I did in 20 years of porno. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, my nigga. I did it. I'm out of here. Like,
I did it.
you know what I'm saying? I'm out the back door. Let's go. What's the next thing? You know what I'm saying? I don't care what it is. I might be I don't know what I want to do. That's the strange thing. After you in something so long, it's hard to really decide what your next move is going to be. Like, I invest in shit. I got shit shaking, but like, what really, you know what I mean? I'm tired of waking up every morning with nothing to do. Yo,
Do you feel like you want to go
Talk.
completely left from your previous career, or stay in that same circle?
You said what?
Do you want to go like completely left from like most basketball players retire, then they become an analyst?
I
and kinda
gotta
in
stay
the field?
somewhat in it because my thing is, I spent all these years to accomplish this name and build this name, and for me to completely walk away from it. Don't get me wrong, I still get a check from Nat Turner, like you know what I mean?
Right.
But to completely say fuck it and I'm a ordained Christian now, I don't have nothing to do with it. Nah, I'm gonna ride that shit till the wheels fall off. You feel me? Like, nah, to be 100 with you, like,
You just ain't going back on set. That's where you draw the line.
just don't have to. I don't
Right.
have to,
Right.
but I'm not gonna lose my name. Like, there's no more Nat Turner. Like, I'm gonna turn my IG to Keith Hayes and just be a regular nigga. Nah,
That's your real name?
yeah, Keith
Hayes.
Keith Hayes. I'm blowing it up.
Hey, so
Everybody already know. Like,
since you talked about
it's
your
no
real,
secret because Keith Hayes was a nigga before Nat Turner. Like,
So you
Keith
got Nat
Hayes
Turner
was
from, obviously.
he was just a gel ass nigga, but he still was a fishy dude. You know what I mean? So I
Keith-
can't never leak Keith.
So
Keith
you was a jail ass nigga?
Yeah, Keith was an asshole. Keith was a straight asshole. Like,
Okay.
in jail half his life type nigga. You know what I mean?
Oh shit.
Nat Turner is the cool guy. You know what I'm saying? The sexual guy. Like, what's up, man? Like, you know what I mean? So it just turned into a whole nother nigga.
So let
You
me
know
ask
what I'm saying?
let me ask you the question though. So you, like you said, alluding to your old lifestyle. We all just in the news of Young Dolph and that whole situation. Do you think it was important for you to change who you are to move from New York and get out of that environment, or that just kind of happened?
Well, it just kind of happened.
Right.
It wasn't in my thought, like, I need to get out of here or I'm going to be back. I knew that's what was going to happen if I stuck around. But something came up, and that's what drove me to take it. I had no aspirations of being a fucking porno star. Like, I didn't grow up saying like I want to be a porno star or something. Like, nah, nigga. I was somewhere, and I seen a motherfucker doing it. I seen the checks he was getting. I said, "Can you put me on?" He said, "Yeah." I didn't know if I could do it or not. I said, "Fuck it. I'm gonna come to Cali and find out."
Is there somebody
This
who
is
like? Sorry,
a
to
whole
cut
nother
you off.
coast away. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know nobody out here.
Is there somebody who like looks at your dicks beforehand to see if you're like porn worthy?
No. If they know who I am, oh, you talking about in
Like
the
when
business?
yeah, when you first want to like get on,
no,
like do
no,
you
no,
have
no,
like
no,
a,
no,
you know what I mean?
I didn't have to come through that way. Like I said, I already had an angle.
So he knew your dick was big.
It wasn't about him knowing my dick was big, man. Like, you tripping?
No,
It was just somebody like, yo, you want to try to do it? Come
But
do
what
it.
if you weren't like?
He didn't say, let me see your dick before you show
But what
up.
if-
Like, I wouldn't have showed up.
If you didn't have,
I
major
wouldn't have
pipe?
showed up if that was the question asking me. I'd have been like, nigga, fuck you. Like, you tripping. Fuck you mean? You want to see my, I'm going to send you a picture of my dick to come to try to, nah. And that's why.
But that means to know
these
you're not
other
wasting
niggas
these
that
people's-
try to get in, and that's what, if somebody asks you that, I'm going to say right now, don't, like, nigga, you getting set up for some bullshit. You getting
But
set
like,
up for
what
the
if you
okey doke.
show up to set with like a little Peter or
Okay,
whatever? and
then
he's-
you done. Yeah, never call you back. Okay, cool. But then again, I swear to you, and this is the truth. When I showed up, it didn't matter. Long as that shit stay hard. I knew a nigga. What was his name? Carl Cummings or something.
Dog, you ain't
Cummings
gotta
or
give his
something.
name.
No, I'm gonna blow him up. He's ancient history. I ain't what the fuck, nigga. He can't beat me anyway. But that nigga, no homo. I was like, why is this nigga here? But that wasn't the point. It stayed erect. That's all. That's why you see these niggas looking funny, ugly niggas looking weird and all that. It don't matter. Long as you look out, you big, small, it stay right. It stay right. You know what I'm saying? You could make a career. You know what I'm saying?
I thought you had to have a big dick to do porn, or at
You
least an
go
adequate.
further. You go further because your shit right. But no, that's not necessarily the case. You know what I'm saying?
You hear that, fellas? You got a chance.
Especially, no, yeah, you got a chance. Well, nowadays, then you fuck. I'm talking about almost 20 years ago. Now,
So how
yeah,
is
you
porn
fuck.
different now?
You fuck now. You
with
can't
like
come in with that now.
the rise of like OnlyFans and like all this homemade porn that's on. There's like a whole deep web of Twitter.
We're
just found out about it.
and this is what
So
I've
how
been.
is it like? How's porn now?
This is what I've been advocating for years. That we need to control our own narrative and get our own bread off what we're doing, and that's what it is now.
Do you have an OnlyFans?
Yes, of course. Nat Turner 88 onlyfans.com.
What do you do on your
Turner
OnlyFans?
88 onlyfans.com. It's all kind of shit on there. Me fucking, me taking
Huh?
a shower, me
What you say?
fucking lotioning myself up, whatever.
The doc
you know
was
what I mean? It's
wondering
all
what
kinda
she said.
shit
She's
on
never
there.
been on an OnlyFans page.
You
She, was,
said what?
she said she's never been on any OnlyFans page. She was wondering what's on there. What's on
Yeah,
OnlyFans.
well, if you decide to go, let me give you a little discount or something.
Can we?
You know what I'm saying?
You can
'Cause
give us a preview.
my shit costs a couple of dollars, but I give you a discount. You know what I'm saying? So
We can get a
or
preview?
a free trial, a free month.
A
Yeah, y'all
free-
peoples, I give you a free month. You know what I'm saying? Free month. After that, your car gonna start getting charged, nigga. To get that free month, you gotta put that card on file. You know what I'm saying? After that, you gonna get charged, nigga. I'm just saying. But I'll give you a free month or two if you want it. I'm just so you can experience what goes on there and how it works. I mean, if you know what I mean, you want to see me in a compromising position, then that's what it is. It's a whole lot of up and overs and you know what I'm saying? He might look at me different the next day or look at me better. I don't know. It might go either way. You might look at me better or look at me different. It's gonna go one or the other. I just know that. But yeah, that's basically what people's now you can use your popularity for other things. You don't have to be in the system. And that honestly made it easier for me to step away because I understood that I could just do that and still eat.
Was there a moment though? Was it like a last scene or something where you're just like, where you were driving home and you're like, you know what, this gonna be the last motherfucking time?
No, I can't say that. I just changed my number and stop answering the calls of social media when they try to get in touch with me to hire me. So that was the only way I could break from it, because I couldn't. You ain't gonna call me talking about I'm gonna pay you this to come do any, you know what I mean? Not anything, but to come do that, and I say no, and I knew that would be hard for me, so I had to change my number. You know what I'm saying? I had to find a way for it. You just can't get in touch with me. You can't ask me no more. After a while, they caught up. By the time they caught up to, okay, I changed my number and start hit me on social media and all that. Mentally, I was out. Like, okay, now I can say no. No. You know what I mean? But in the beginning, no, I couldn't say no. Like, you calling me, come to the mall, like, and I say no?
A chick you gonna be working with and shit. Like, yeah,
It don't even matter who I'm working with. I never really cared about that, because then your mental be fucked up by the time you get there, whether it's somebody that's great or somebody you don't want to work with. Either way, if it's somebody you want to work with, then your brain is going too fast. And then by the time it's time to action, you burnt out.
Right.
So
I don't even want to see you
Who was your
until
favorite?
we about to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Who was your favorite?
I got 1,000 favorites. Like,
Top 5.
I got 1,000 top 5s. I would never answer that question because we'll go on for days. I say one name, think a couple minutes, and then
Okay.
I think of a whole nother name.
Not a person. Favorite scene.
Got 1,000. I got at least 100 of those.
I know, but what's
like,
the one that plays back in your
I
mind?
do have some
most
that
often?
I'm like, damn, I wish why did they even put this out?
Like what? So you have something that you
No,
regret?
I can't name the scene in general, but
Why?
I just know it when I see it. I couldn't even tell you what company it was for. If the check clear, I don't give a fuck what happens after that. What company it was, where it goes, fuck it. Cut the check didn't bounce. I'm good. That's just how that works. You can't control where it went. You could, even if you say it's for Metro, then you see it comes out on some other company somewhere. You can't control that. You don't know. It might not even come out till 6 months to a year later.
So does that bother you
just
not
don't know.
having the lack of ownership over your content?
You don't realize that at the time, because you're getting paid, and you getting paid multiple times a week. Like, you go there for a couple. My typical team was 3.5 hours. I get my check that day, I go home. I might do it again the next day. I might do it 5 times that week. I don't keep track of what company that was, where it went, what, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, one day when I'm like old as fuck, I'm going to sit down, look all that shit up, and then just figure it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? But right now, I'm not even interested in knowing that. But it's a lot. And I'm not even trying to sound ill, like, but it's a lot. Like, I've done a lot, yo. Like, a lot. I've been all over the world and done a lot. And it's all Googleable. It's all somewhere. I don't know where it's at. Don't ask me where it's at, but it's somewhere in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Did you ever have a moment in porn where you felt like, damn, I'm really a porn star?
That I'm what?
Did you ever have a moment where you felt like, damn, I'm really a porn star?
Those moments, I still don't believe that. I still don't, in my
Hall of
head,
Fame, nigga,
don't
what you
give a
talking
fuck. Yeah, no, all of that. Even
Right.
after all of that.
Right.
What jolts my memory, what jolts me to that is when a nigga come to me or a chick come to me and say something about it. I'm Keith.
Right.
Like, I present myself as Keith. I meet you on the street, I say, my name is Keith. I don't say my name Nat Turner. Like, I say my
It's like
name
Batman,
is Keith.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I just be like, oh, you know, oh, okay, cool. Then that throws me into that. You know what I'm saying? But when I wake up in the morning, I'm Keith, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Till a nigga say something different. Then I'm like, oh, you right. Yeah, I am Nat Turner. Okay, cool, whatever. That's what we going with it. That's what we going with it. But
we was let's change the topic a little bit. We was talking about this a little bit outside. You having a past couple run-ins with the law. You know what I'm saying? Had to be a ranger out there yourself. You know what I'm saying? Quick Draw McGraw. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if anybody's seen the interview with the white boy that just got off for Rittenhouse.
Rittenhouse.
Rittenhouse. I'm sorry to call him the white boy. Rittenhouse.
I didn't even know his name. He was on
I was a
point
little
more than me.
I was a little
never see the
disturbed
name.
by the interviewer.
You talking about the white boy that killed the protesters and all that?
Yeah, he killed 2 people, shot the other boy in the arm.
I just know, nigga, if you painted them black and put them through that trial and then let them lose and then wipe that shit off them, Like, oh, now, see, we could do that. We could react that same situation. Put a white boy out there, but paint him black. Let him go through that whole shit, and then when they fucking crucify him, then wipe that shit off. I'm like, oh, really? Oh, now I bet you I feel something different now. That's how I feel about that whole shit. Because I know if that was my black ass, nigga, or my son,
Right.
because that's a young boy.
Right.
Or my
How
little
old is your son?
son,
14?
he did that. He's
14,
14.
15? So this kid was 16 when this happened. So,
know what I mean?
right,
Just think
right,
about that
right. That's
shit.
in the same kind
If
of
that was
area.
my son, there ain't no way in the world he would have beat them charges. You know what I'm saying? He would have got caught with one of them, the gun charge, something. What are you doing 16 with a, like, really? What are you running around? And you don't even get that charge?
Protecting his neighborhood.
Assault.
It wasn't his neighborhood. He didn't even live in the state.
He didn't even live. That's what I'm saying.
He didn't live in the state.
Niggas protect their corner in Inglewood every weekend. You bet they gonna go to jail.
Good point.
Like,
Good
let somebody be
point,
vandalizing the bodega in New York, and I come up like, oh shit, you trying to vandalize the bodega? Bow.
So let me. You know what? No. You know what?
I'm going to jail.
Yo, you might need to be a politician though, because I've never heard somebody bring this point up. That's a good point. I've seen people get shot for tagging on walls, right, in the wrong neighborhood, and the police classify that as a gang crime. But
Like,
if I
fuck
go
it,
to a
so
white
what?
neighborhood and spray paint on their wall, and they came out their house and shot me, they would just be protecting their property.
Yeah, we're just protecting our property.
So I think that's pretty interesting how
No,
they kind
that's
of
ill,
frame
bro.
the two different
That's
things.
how I
you
felt
know?
about that suck ass shit.
Yeah, I think it kind of sucks that the space that we're in this.
Something. Give this nigga 8 months, 10 a year, something
Yeah,
like
he
that.
walked right out there to interview. He about to
just
sue.
walk right out.
He's about
and
to
then
sue
get
a couple.
get paid and do all this.
Got paid.
Get paid, y'all.
Man.
He got paid. Then and he's about to
I'm
sue.
about to sponsor me a little white boy. Just go kill some nigga. Let's do this. Let's get some money. I'm on your side. Just don't tell them I'm your friend. Let's keep this on the low.
Yeah, that's a. I don't know. This is a crazy world we live in, man. I don't know.
Nigga had a hoodie just walking through the neighborhood, got shot, nigga got off. And this nigga's running around talking about what? What are you doing?
He was listen. They was
You're
burning.
not a cop. Who ordained you to protect anything? You ain't nobody say I'm paying you to be the security of anything.
No, they called him and told him that they was burning the car, so he had to go help.
Who called him?
His friend.
His friend ain't know who his friend. The chief of police.
He said, "Who is friend?"
Yo, get the fuck out of here. Listen. I'm so like you explain this shit to me about this shit. I didn't even know. I'm getting even madder now.
So let me ask you, as a dad though. So what
nigga.
conversation do you have with your son though when they see stuff like this and he you know?
First of all, I just caught my son the first time with some fucking reefer.
Oh, was it
some marijuana?
Was it some weak shit?
Pot,
or was he,
ganja.
Was it your stash or did he get some? He had his own. Was it your stash?
I think he did kind of steal it from me, kinda. Yeah. Cause you know, cause I hear in Cali, you go to the store,
right?
You buy a certain amount of weed, they give you a free joint. I never smoke those free joints.
Right,
I just sit them on my table at the crib. Maybe if shit just hectic like that, ain't got no weed, I might grab one of them, smoke them. But for the most part, I just sit them there. I sit them there. And I took him. I had him with me, and he left his backpack. Now, mind you, this is Saturday. I go to drop him off at home. He like, yo, I need to get my backpack. I'm like, we getting off on your exit to get home. You don't need that backpack. Like, tomorrow's Sunday. I have it to you by tomorrow sometime, so when you go to school Monday, you good. No, I need my backpack. I'm like, what? There's something in. He started lying about something that was in there, and I'm like, it went all over my head. Like, all right, the fuck out of here, you bitch ass nigga. I'm not taking you back to get this
Right,
bag.
back on the freeway,
I'm not.
nigga,
I'm
right.
getting back. Nah, fuck that. So then he called me back like, my mom's was gonna bring me to come get the bag. I was like, yo, hold on. Something fishy about this bag. This nigga want this bag too fucking much. That's when it dawned on me.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, your mother gonna come. I don't know how he talked to her into bringing him. It ain't but 8 minutes away. It wasn't like it's far.
Right.
But still, for her to even be like, all right, let me go take you to get your book
get
back
in
on
the
a
car,
Saturday
all of that,
when
yeah.
I don't know you don't need it. I ain't even asked her what he told her. But he had to tell her something real juicy. Because 10 minutes later, mind you, I just dropped him off. at the crib. 10 minutes later, they come downstairs and bring the bag. I'm like, nigga, start going through that shit. Like, nigga, I see condoms, rolling papers, one of those pre-rolled blunts. And I'm like, wow, this nigga 14. I'm like, I never had this discussion with him. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
I would have
wow.
took the shit and then gave him his backpack.
I took it. No, yeah, I took it. And
You
I
took everything, like the condoms and everything?
I took everything that wasn't. No, I left
that
the
wasn't
condoms.
school related.
Yeah,
you left the condom.
Really, condoms.
I left the
Good
condom.
father.
Yeah. Some rolling papers in the condom I left. I took the actual weed. And I walked to give it to him like, nigga, you lying to me. Why you ain't just tell me what was up? Like, I'm that dad. Like, don't do
cool.
that. You know?
Right.
And I smoke in front of you all the time. It's probably partly my fault. I get it. But don't do that. Like, be like, Dad, yeah, yo, because I never asked him because I was just too afraid to. But I, like, say I came to you and we chilling, and you would be like, you smoke weed? And he like, no, I don't smoke no weed. Couple of my friends asked him that. So I'm trying to judge the answer on that. I should ask him myself.
Right.
He probably told me the same thing. No, I don't. But I had to teach, like, nah, tell me. It's cool. Like, I know I smoke in front. I've been smoking in front of you since you was a baby. I get it. Like, I'm not, look, we don't do this pill shit, opioid shit, and all that type shit. You want to smoke a little weed? At 14, I think that's not, I'm not going to give it to you. I'm not going to do it in front of you. Right. I'm not going to say do it. But, nigga, is anything else going on? You know what I'm saying? That's all I want to know.
And weed,
okay,
yeah.
But anything else going on? But, yeah, I caught him with a little sack of weed. I took it from him. Definitely not going to give it back. Even with my own mother, I was damn near 40, and she still won't pass me some weed and smoke with me. I come in the room, and she like this, fanning up. I'm like, Mom, what the fuck is you doing? I'm damn near 40 years old.
I had a niece who got
you
upset.
Fanning.
Because me and my sisters, you know, we would family functions or whatever, we always go outside and smoke.
Yeah.
And her daughter, who is grown and smokes weed, got so upset at the family function that we wouldn't smoke with her.
Yeah. That's just
and my sister was like, I'm not smoking with my daughter. No.
Yeah,
She's like,
I'm not
she's
ready
like,
for
now
that.
if you guys, as her auntie,
if
want
y'all
to go
feel that way,
if you want to go over there
and
and you
make
want to
sure
smoke
it's something
with her,
good and
that's
clean.
fine.
It ain't no
she
bullshit.
Said, but me as her mama, we not passing.
Nah,
we not passing.
No, that's how
see,
my
that's what
mother
we lose.
is with me.
See, we losing culture like that because this is where the peace pipe and all that shit come from. You know, this is a traditional thing that we used to do.
So you think I should smoke with him?
I'm not saying that. No.
Okay,
no,
then.
because
I think you should.
I think when he gets, I think when he's of age, and when he's of age, right? If it's a bonding thing,
okay.
Like, I'm not saying like, hey nigga, come
Sit
on, we
down,
finna
smoke
smoke.
together,
No,
yeah.
but like I don't drink, right? So I know families get together, they sit at the dinner table, they all have some wine or some, you know, and talk.
They actually have this shot with us,
right? Or like
you'll do it.
You
like,
come over with your dad, hey, have a glass, you know, and y'all sit down or a cigar.
Mm-hmm.
Like me and my mom. We sparked one. And Grant, I didn't start smoking until I was like 25, you know what I'm saying? And I never thought my mom would smoke with me because I used to throw her weed away. Like, we didn't bond over drugs. That was not no cool shit. So it took a minute for my mom to even accept the fact I was smoking weed as a grown-ass man. You know, and it took a minute for her to even pass me a blunt. So I get the thing. But it's almost like a bonding thing for my family now on that side. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we all get together, usually everybody got one road, you know what I mean? And we all just in a circle. That's how we bond.
That's
how
I was with my dad. Like, my dad smoked with me. Like, I enjoyed that about
I love it. I love it.
I feel like, well, he always knew I smoked. I feel like it wasn't until he really got cancer that we smoked together. You know what I mean?
Do you remember how old you was, though?
Oh, I was probably like in my 30s.
Oh,
yeah, I was probably in my 30s.
No,
but once it got to the point like we couldn't share a joint because he had like throat cancer, so he'd be all juicy mouthed it. He would, so he would like literally roll a joint for me and roll a joint for him, and we would just sit out there and we would just smoke together and just,
that's special,
you know what I mean, and just like and like hang out, whatever. I remember one time him calling me. I had to be maybe 19 or 20, and I was high as fuck. And I probably sound like it on the phone, and he just was like, "Who you with? You all right? All right, don't smoke too much." Like, he just was like, "All right, I get it, but don't be out here wilding." You know what I mean?
Shit face.
But I do feel like it is like my uncle. I was smoking with my uncle last night before I took him to the airport. You know. So.
I think I couldn't smoke with my dad. I would never.
But would your dad even smoke?
No, but I've seen my dad drink. I wouldn't. My dad. I get the fuck away from my dad when he drinks. Like I don't fuck around.
Like my dad,
my dad slapped niggas when he drank.
I feel like the last 4 years my dad was alive. I made sure to be with him on his birthday, and we always took a shot. Even when he was like fucked up on cancer, he would still take one shot with me.
But my dad, he doesn't drink at all, ever. So if you drink once a year, you know what I mean? You're always gonna overdo it. You know what I mean?
You said you're always
gonna overdo it because you in your head you already preparing saying this is the one shot I have to drink. You know what I'm saying?
Which I was playing for? Goddamn. What What's y'all's
Gonna
plans for
switch
Thanksgiving?
cups.
Well, Nick don't have no Thanksgiving. What y'all gonna make on Thursday? What y'all eating for dinner on Thursday, Nick?
Nothing. I don't
I ain't
even.
eating
It don't
shit.
even register in my
I
brain.
remember
It
one
doesn't
year I was
register.
at a
I feel like when you
buffet,
don't.
nigga.
I feel like my earrings
I
keep
was
making
at
all
a
this noise. I
buffet.
feel like when you don't have kids, you don't remember when holidays are. Like my sister called me yesterday talking about what are you bringing for
See,
Thanksgiving?
here we go with the kid thing again. No, it's like if to me, it's because I'm not with my family. I'm from New York. I'm in Cali. It ain't got nothing to do with no kids.
I feel like it does. I feel like at a certain age.
This
No,
right
it really
here
is like a certain age
anti-kid.
when it's not about being anti-kids,
You
but,
hate kids,
but when you
Aaron.
have children,
anti-kid.
holidays and
Come
making
on.
memories become of the utmost importance.
You know you
So
were
when
a
you
kid
don't-
at one time.
You
right?
said what?
You were a kid at one time.
And my mom provided a wonderful holiday experience.
No, but why do you dislike childhood?
I
so
don't
much?
dislike children. I dislike the responsibility associated with raising
That's
children.
a child, Aaron.
I like the fucking kids.
You know, I tried to- let me
I
say
just don't
this.
like
Hold
the
on, Aaron.
silent
I tried to give-
sacrifices that had to be made by women in
Aaron,
order to raise
You know
kids.
that dog I sent you, that picture?
Yeah.
I hit Aaron up. I said, Aaron, you want a free dog? I don't want no motherfucking responsibility. Fuck that dog.
What am I gonna do with a
It doesn't matter
dog?
what it
I
is.
said, hey,
He's
hey,
like,
hey.
I don't
What am I
want
gonna
no
do with a
problem.
dog?
Love the dog, Aaron.
Okay, so just like when my friend says one day, yo, you want a last trip? You want to go to New York for a week? What the fuck am I supposed to do with this dog?
This her whole
I don't
thing.
get to fucking kick it because of
This
this
her
stinking
whole
ass
thing
dog.
is-
What am I supposed to do with this dog?
Kicking it.
The stinking ass dog.
I'm just
You ain't
saying
kicked it
because
in
none of
about
my fucking friends,
36 that
none of
you
my
nigga,
friends
how
and
much
family are
more
gonna
you
watch
wanna
this
kick it?
this dog.
We're gonna be talking into your 40s. Some, I wanted to kick it. So
I'm not
I
saying
couldn't.
kick it, but I'm just saying having the
You
flexibility.
said kick it.
Okay,
nigga.
well, maybe let me rephrase it.
How about-
having the
okay.
flexibility to live life on a whim?
No,
You can't
see,
do
that's-
that with a dog.
Maybe
My
you
whole
don't need
thing
to
is,
do
I
that
would
all
feel,
the time.
I get that, but I feel like if I'm gonna
You
put
ain't
that,
limit by
if
now,
I'm gonna put that
nigga,
level
this a
of
wrap.
if I'm gonna put that level of commitment into something, it's gonna be a child.
What level?
Who gives a
And
I'm
you don't
having to
even
make sure
want
this
that
nigga
with
is
the
straight.
child.
My whole thing is if I'm gonna have to put that level of
That's
commitment
fucked
into
up.
something and responsibility,
She's
it has to
wildin'
be
for the
something that's
night.
gonna have some sort of reciprocal value.
There
A
is,
fucking
Aaron.
dog doesn't give me
Let me-
that.
let me
This
tell you.
nigga don't never wipe his own ass. He don't never feed himself. At least with a kid, 5, 10, 15, this nigga's self-sufficient.
Okay,
with
hold
a
on.
dog,
I can fix
they
all of that.
always a
You said
dog.
5, 10, 15. We talking about you got to get through the baby part
She don't.
first.
She hate babies. Nigga, you ain't get that by now.
That's what I'm saying.
She
I'm telling
hate
her that. And she
childhood,
like,
yeah.
huh? What are you talking about?
I don't
You
hate
don't like
babies. I just
kids.
hate the responsive. It's a lot of
That's a baby.
silent.
That goes along
it's a
with
lot.
hating them.
It's a lot
That's a
of
baby.
It's a lot of silent
It's
sacrifices
like-
that have to be
That's
made
like
in order
saying,
to
I
have
don't want to
children.
deal with them. I like
I don't
them,
wanna
but
do-
I don't want to deal with
I
them.
like hot Cheetos, but I don't like spicy food.
Yeah, like, what
I
are you
don't. I
talking
just don't.
about?
I just feel like for the effort that I'm gonna give, I want something back.
You are
And
gonna
I feel
get
like
something
the effort.
back.
I
give
would rather
her-
give that
You're
effort
gonna
of making
get a whole lot back. Like I said, when you
For
in
the
your
dog?
fucking pimp, no, I'm talking about that baby. Don't go
Nigga, we
back
still
to the
trying to have a
dog.
baby. I'm trying to get my
Then we
club
talking
shot up
about for
as
the
we
dog.
speak.
Like,
we
I mean,
still
for the
trying to have a
baby.
baby.
Like, you gonna be old as shit in Pampers. That baby gonna
We
take
gonna
care
have
of
a
your
baby.
ass.
Would you adopt a?
You
Would
know
you
what I'm
adopt a
saying?
child?
I would.
At what age?
You automatic.
I would only want to
artificially
adopt
assimilate?
black boys,
At
and
what
I would
age?
only. Well, I would say black
Why not
children
an Asian baby?
after the age
That's funny.
of 10.
See, you don't. You hate chat. You hate.
No,
children.
it's not about that. I just feel like I understand
You
that.
racist?
No, it has nothing to do with that. I understand
want
that
to
in
adopt a white baby?
in the adopt in the child. No, what is it? The foster care system, right? The older African American child gets, the less desirable they are technically on the market. So I would rather adopt a 13-year-old boy, a 15-year-old boy, you know what I mean? Because they have been shuffled through all kind of shit, and to give them a
She's
home
been doing her
than
science on
to
this.
adopt a
That's
actual
how you could
baby.
tell she's
you know?
don't have nothing to do with no kid. She already do her science on
13,
with
nigga.
a 13-year-old. I rather she's ready to do it almost.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. So that's
literally.
when you should have
She's
kids,
really
is when you're
almost
fucking
ready to do
ready.
it. Like,
When you're ready.
I'm having a baby. I'm
Huh?
gonna adopt me
No,
a
I would be
13-year-old when
I
I'm
would
40.
100% be open to adopt. But I would want to adopt like older
She's gonna,
black children.
She's gonna adopt a 15-year-old when she's 40.
Right, and then be like,
Let's
nigga,
put
call
some
me
money on
mom.
it.
I
Let's put
believe
some
you.
money
I
on it.
believe you.
Call me
How
mom.
much money you
You
want
should,
to put
you
on
should
it?
adopt a kid and then have a baby.
No, I would
She
do it.
know
That
her
way the
path
kid can take care of the
already.
baby for the first 5 years.
So it's supposed to
and
be
then
just
you
me and a
graduate.
15-year-old
We can
hanging
tell
out.
No,
by the
listen.
rhetoric.
Get the 15-year-old boy, right?
Right.
You be nice to him for the first year so that he know, okay,
She
I'm
chose
good.
her
She like
path.
me, I'm staying, right?
Right.
Then what you do is you have your baby.
Right, that's his
Then,
little brother.
Right. Then by the time he's 16, 17, he could watch the little kid until he out of that little adolescent
That
stage.
sounds like a fine plan. But me,
See?
obviously, I don't think I would get approved for adoption.
You would.
I don't feel like I got my shit together enough.
You
for
gotta be approved. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
you gotta get
go
approved.
through.
They're not just
Yeah,
giving you
they
no
don't
You
baby.
got
just give.
felonies?
No, I don't have felonies, but I just
got
don't feel like I
child
got
abuse charges?
a solid work history.
but
You gotta have a work solid.
No, you don't have to.
You gotta have work history, nigga, to take somebody's
No,
kid.
you
I
don't.
thought you just have to have a place to live and you're,
No,
you're,
Erin.
And then
you're a
how we
good
just gonna thug
person.
it with the kid?
They probably gonna do a research on you ain't got no felonies,
My mom had
nigga. You
adopted
ain't got
a lot
no
of kids.
child
You can adopt
abuse
a kid. You don't need a
charges.
job. All you need is a
I
place
don't,
to
but I
live.
don't want to
Yeah,
be
place
a
to live.
single mom.
No, they pay you to take the kid, nigga.
That's foster care. Once you adopt the
Oh,
kid,
no,
you on your
gotta
own.
Don't adopt no kid. Get a foster baby, nigga. You send them back.
No,
Always go
I wouldn't.
foster,
Do,
nigga.
no,
Don't go
no,
adopt.
I
no.
can see her
I wouldn't.
sending them
I
back.
wouldn't do
always
that.
go foster.
want
I wouldn't do
another
that
one.
because
You can threaten them
to
niggas like, hey,
me,
clean that room, nigga. Or
I can see
I
her now.
don't think I
Send
would
you
do
back and get
foster
another
kid.
one.
Like I wouldn't be opposed to. See, my mom is a CASA
Yo,
officer.
hold on.
You know
I
what I
gotta
mean? My
go
mom
to
is.
New York on a whim. I'm sending you back, motherfucker.
go back. I'll be back next week.
A nigga told me to go. You gonna take me to New York?
I wouldn't.
I'm
do,
sending you back.
I wouldn't do foster kids because I wouldn't want to send them back. I understand the trauma that goes with them. Like, you know what I mean? Being in
I
a
would give me
comfortable
some
position
foster
and then.
kids.
You can have a
Fuck
foster
it.
kid and then you can adopt a kid.
I want to give me a
usually how- that's
foster
usually the
kid.
best way to
How
do it.
I
about
think
that?
I'm just gonna take the next 18 months, see if somebody want to shoot my club
So
up.
if I get
and
one, you
then-
get one.
What?
A
A
foster
foster
kid.
kid? Two
Let's
foster kids?
go.
I would do it.
I'm gonna get one.
Y'all should get brothers
You
and
get
sisters.
one.
I
Let's
would
go.
do it. I would do a whole family. I have no
Call-
problem.
call her.
But they have to be older.
Call
I
him
want,
right now. Let's get it over with.
I want them older.
Call it. You want 'em
Then we
older.
need a 15-year-old.
Call you
Nick,
there.
why you didn't offer me the dog?
17 and a half.
Yo, now she went
Six
to
weeks.
17.
6 weeks from graduation. I got you, nigga. Come on.
Dana, you want a Frenchie?
Yeah.
I need so I have a friend of mine who has a Frenchie. I think she's 3. The Frenchie's
The
3.
Frenchie a little little though. That's only
It's
What about the
smaller
little
than-
dog
my
that you
dog's
picked up
like-
over the weekend that it took
You
you 2
trying to give
hours to
away
get to?
somebody's dog?
No,
Like
that's-
grown ass
no,
dog?
this dog.
Take the dog.
Yeah, the
He
dog
said
needs
dog
a
3.
the dog 3. It needs a home, and I took my Frenchie to meet it, and my Frenchie was trying to rip the dog head off, so that wasn't gonna work. But
They can
but
reproduce at 3.
yeah,
But to what age can they reproduce?
as long as their eggs are good.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that's
think she's
the
only.
thing I'm worried about.
Yeah, she's only had 1 litter. But the litter really depends on the male, wherever you get this sperm from.
Okay.
It depends on the male, and I think her first litter she has 7 puppies. So her next litter she can have 6 to 5 puppies maybe. But yeah, so they have a Frenchie. The Frenchie is just a little hyper, and they just have a newborn baby, so they can't keep the Frenchie there.
Oh, no.
So, yeah,
that's why they were giving it away.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they're looking for a home.
Because I was like, why are they giving away a $10,000 dog?
Yeah, and they have 2 other Frenchies. They have the 2 dogs from that Frenchie's litter. So I think they kind of have some connection to it. But yeah, they just have a newborn, and the Frenchie's just pretty hyper, and that's
Oh,
it.
okay.
So and it was just too hyper around my dog, and my dog's pretty aggressive, so I couldn't take it that day. But I told him I would reach out and try to find somebody that was local that I trusted as well, and if they could take the dog,
Yeah.
So if you need something to love on, I got you, Dana.
I mean, I'll take the dog, or K-Dot wanted it too.
Oh, I didn't know K-Dot wanted one. K-Dot hit me up. Man.
You don't be paying attention, Nick.
Listen. What I would do is if you guys are serious, just DM me, and I'll set it up so you guys can actually meet the dog. That's what I'll always suggest first. Just meet the dog, see the energy level.
What color is the dog?
I'll send you a video, Dana.
Okay.
I'll send you the same video.
I didn't deny the situation yet, and you
you
trying to
didn't
give it to
respond to
somebody
me.
else.
You know how niggas
I
do.
did talk to you about it.
Yeah,
Nigga,
but I
you
sent you
sent
the
me
video, and it was dead silent.
No,
I was
didn't
like,
respond to the
yeah,
video.
so I knew what that
'Cause
was.
I was
I'm like,
like,
okay, for sure.
Why this nigga look? He
See,
don't
you
look
have 3
little,
people
like,
in
he
a
not
room,
like a
Nick.
regular Frenchie.
Yes, that's a regular.
He
That's
don't
'cause you
look
seen
like
mine.
that. You know what I mean? He
Yeah,
don't
I get
look
what
like
you're
the
saying.
one you got.
Yeah, this one's a little more what they call athletic build. So it's a little like mine's is stocky, so they have bullies, the stocky ones, and then they have ones that are a little more.
So why
I
does it
didn't
need
know
a new
that.
home?
I didn't know that.
I just explained it to you. So Dana, DM me though. I definitely connect you with them.
No, it makes sense why he couldn't
Why?
keep the dog.
The lady has she just had a newborn, and she has 3 Frenchies already. So one of the Frenchies, the older one, just a little hyper, and it would just kept leap like it. When I walked in, it like leaped up to touch my hand. You know what I'm saying? And so imagine if you have a baby and the dog's leaping up while you're holding a baby. You know?
So she giving her dog away?
Yeah, and they're very they get attached to whoever their provider is. Like my dog, she follows me in the bathroom, nigga. Like I almost
That's
trip over her
most
See,
dogs.
and to
every
me, it's
day.
like,
But
I
it's
had a
not
pit
it's
bull
not
that did
it's
the
not
same.
annoying.
Like,
It's not
you
it's
big ass nigga. You can't come in the bathroom.
right.
Get the
But you
fuck
know why
outta
they
here.
do that though?
I know
'Cause
pack leader.
No, because you go pee with him.
I don't be peeing when he pee.
but when he go pee though,
When
you
you
go
walk,
with him
you take him on
and
a
you stand
walk.
behind him, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
when you go pee, he looking out for you. That's
I
the
hear that.
I had to find it out. 'Cause I couldn't figure out. I'm like, why did she
feel
keep
you.
coming in
I
the bathroom?
thought, well, it was just explained to me they just want to go where you want to. Why I can't go where you're
Nah,
going?
specifically when you're using the
I
bathroom.
don't know if they know that I'm going in there to pee.
They can smell
I guess
you.
after,
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
I guess you whatever.
Yeah, but yeah, you need to get a dog, Aaron. It'll increase your love.
I ain't had
level.
a dog
I don't
since
want
I
a
was
dog.
10 years
You need a
old.
dog too,
I have
man.
a
That's
friend
your
who went
problem.
out of
Anyway,
town.
I do, and I explained that to you
Yeah,
before
you
you
need a
even
dog,
brought
man.
What?
that to me, that I want a dog. Like, I want to be a part of the dog walking community.
I have a friend who had a dog, and she asked another friend of hers to feed her dog and look after her dog while she was out of town. And she has a little bitty, like, Frenchie dog, little bitty dog. And the friend overfed her dog. The last, like, was
Right.
just overfeeding the dog, like, fuck it,
Being
right?
lazy, right.
So when she got back in town, one of her, like, guys that she was dating picked her up from the airport. And they took her back to her, and gave her a ride back home. So they're walking upstairs with her suitcase. And when she walks in, the dog done had diarrhea everywhere and then shitted over the whole place. So now she has to, after she just came home, has to now clean up all this shit.
But that's the
Okay,
friend's
clean
fault,
up
not
some
the dog.
shit.
That's the friend, not the
But
dog.
my whole thing is like,
She just
and I'm gonna be like,
take
sign
care
me
of
up.
something, yo.
Like,
No,
that shit don't
listen,
sound
She's
like.
anti-take care of something,
But
yo.
I say anti-unsolicited.
She's
I said,
anti-take care of some shit.
I don't like
that's-
any
It's no love.
unsolicited
Yeah, no love.
responsibility. If
Yeah,
if I didn't sign up for it, don't put it on my
Aaron, you
plate.
can-
And
you
then she
train
wonder
your
why the
dog.
dude called and asked that question. She's like, "Cause you seem like you don't want to." You know what I mean?
No, no.
She wondering why. Like, what do you mean?
It's not that I am not
It seem like
anti-responsibility.
you're not.
I am anti-unsolicited.
What happened?
I just don't like dealing with shit
Yeah,
that
what
ain't my
happened?
shit.
Yeah, what happened?
I just feel like
baby?
don't let nobody else pack your bags for you. Whatever baggage I got is gonna be
just a-
mine's and mine's
Okay,
alone,
so look,
and I packed it.
You know how you train cats to use the little poop litter?
Yeah.
You can do the same with dogs. You can. So hold on. So all that shit you just said about going out of town and shit, you can get. They have feeders, right? They have a feeder that you can program, right? You
Mhm.
can use on your phone.
I know,
you
I
can
understand.
release the food. You can also do the same thing with the water,
Right, but
and then you could hold on. It don't take long to train a dog. Maybe
I
give
get
it
it, I
2
get
weeks
it.
to train a dog to use the bathroom.
but that initial effort and energy, I'm not interested
2
in.
weeks to train the dog
interested.
to
So
use
that
the,
2 weeks
Not
is
in.
just too much for
I,
you.
and that's honest.
Because
Aaron.
for
And
what?
that's honest.
For
I
Like,
can
what?
she
respect
keep it
that.
in 100. Like,
can
I
respect
don't want to have nothing to do with none of that.
And she said, for what, nigga?
I want to
Fuck
be
the love.
elicited. When I
Right,
want to,
for
some
what?
motherfucker gonna
And
take
then-
me
and
to
I
New York.
understand
I'm
people can
ready to
do-
go
I
for 2
understand you
weeks.
can do all of that, but it's like, what's the return on the value? What's my ROI?
Love,
What's-
Aaron.
what-
Love.
Fuck it.
Unconditional love.
From a dog, as,
You know, I
as
wasn't.
big as my
I'm gonna
family
tell you what. I wasn't
is,
feeling. I wasn't feeling good the other day, right? And
Uh-huh.
my dog has not been in my bed since it was like newborn. I don't play that furniture shit with animals, right?
Mhm.
But I'm laid up in the bed. My tooth fucked up. I'm going through it. My dog is. I couldn't even yell at her. She like softly hops up on the
Just like-
bed and crawls on my chest and just lays there. And all I could think was, yo, how dope is this? That the dog recognized I'm fucked up, and she just making sure a nigga cool. And she was cautious because she knew I spazzed on her for climbing on my bed. But I was just like, yo, this is some, Aaron, that's what you need.
That's what I need.
Little moments of compassion, man.
I'd
To just settle
have
you.
a baby do that shit to me. If we
You
doing
feel me,
anything,
Doc?
I
Oh,
rather.
now she want a baby.
I've always
we
said
got to
that.
it.
No,
I've always
we did it.
So
She
do we
like,
have
she
any-
rather a baby
I've
do
always said
that
that.
to
I'm
her.
at the age where I'm
Oh,
ready for that
Denise.
responsibility.
Do we have any
Oh,
men in the
nook,
running?
nook.
Huh?
Do we have any men in the running that like qualified fathers?
Men in the running?
Are you looking for a family or you just
We
want a
talked
baby?
No, I'm
into
looking for a
having
family.
babies. See how
Uh,
we can do this?
No, I'm definitely looking for a family.
Oh.
The guy I'm kind of talking to now has a daughter, and he's an awesome father. So
How old is his daughter?
7.
That's not old enough for you, so
Oh,
now you
shit.
got to deal with it.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I
That's
know
not
you
old enough?
rather have been 17, motherfucker.
You are right. You're right. You're right.
He's 7. She was like, "Oh God
I
damn it!"
really, but he's
I don't even
he's
know if
an
I want to go to
awesome-
New
when
York
I
with
say
this nigga.
He is a like above and beyond, like awesome, very intentional parent.
Mhm.
So it's like, if the shit doesn't work out,
At
at least
7, he might
least you
still
end
be
up with a
fucking
good
the
baby
baby
daddy.
mama. I'm
That's
just,
how I feel.
You don't have any qualms
7,
about
he
having-
might still be humping the baby
Huh?
Getting with a
daddy,
guy
I
who
don't
has
know.
children?
do I have? I would prefer not to, but however,
She don't
I
wanna hear
understand at this
that.
age
She-
it's
she's not gonna
unrealistic.
address that. She's
No,
not
no,
gonna
I
address-
understand at this age it's unrealistic. In an ideal world, I would prefer somebody that doesn't have them. But if you do have kids, I need to hear that you fucking with your kids. Like, I can't fuck with a nigga who got kids and don't fuck with his kids. You know what I mean? I don't want them around, but if they are around, they can take care of them.
She's a special.
I didn't say I don't want them
No,
around.
that's what you said though. That's what you mean.
She's
You
a
can say
special
that, Aaron. It's
situation.
fine. Listen.
I would
Oh,
prefer not
cool.
to date
Nah,
a man
fuck
with
that,
kids.
man.
But if I
I'm
date a
like,
man
nah,
with kids,
yeah,
I
it
want
is
him
what
to
it
be.
is.
I want him to
Like,
take care of
fuck
his
that.
kids.
Fuck his kids. Yeah, fuck his
Yeah.
kids.
And the
Whatever
only reason I
that
don't want
is.
that is because I understand as
We all know what she
when a
wants.
man has a
No
child,
kids,
I
nigga.
understand that I'm
That's what we
automatically
all know.
number 2
Okay,
in his
so
life.
what if
We
he
all
says-
know what you want. No
if-
kids.
What if he
nigga.
says?
Fuck,
What if he
we know
says he
that
don't want
part.
no more kids? He got his little girl. He cool.
Okay.
Would you be cool with just being a stepmom for the rest of your life? And like,
Would he be cool
And
being
not
a
have your
stepdad,
own?
nigga?
No,
We
no,
gonna have,
no.
I'm gonna have a
Don't
baby whether you
flip
want
it.
it or not. But that's my whole thing is that you don't want any more
Now
children.
she-
No,
what?
no, because listen, what I'm saying is that he said if the man doesn't have children,
What?
right? No, what he's saying is that the guy says I already have a child.
right.
And I don't have no
I don't
more
want
kids,
any more.
but
I
you don't want none either.
I
So
never- I
why not
said
just say,
I-
okay, great? You know you want to just say yes.
I said I want kids. I
yes,
said I
great.
want kids. So what I'm
Like,
saying is
nigga.
that
But you only got like a 3-year window.
well, nigga, bust up the
Good
club
for
then.
you.
We got 36 months. What I'm saying is that's fine. If you don't want any
She
more
got
children,
the months already. Can't like I got 36 months.
nigga, that's how many
to
three.
deal with
That's
this
3
rhetoric.
years.
You know what I'm saying?
No, because
After
my whole
that,
thing is
I'm
if you don't want children, that's
She's
fine.
on point. Don't
You don't
like,
have to have
she's on
children.
fucking
But
point,
just because
yo.
you don't want any more children doesn't mean that I abandon my dreams, goals, and aspirations of
She-
having
she-
children.
She don't want no kids. And she waiting. She counting down that 36 months.
No,
So
that's
then
not
that's
it.
going to be excuse like, oh no, I'm this certain age. I just can't do
I
it.
don't
And
have
that's
no.
just
My whole
that.
thing is if you
It's
don't want them, you don't have to
easier
have them.
to
But
do
you
it
can't
that way.
snatch my dream away from me because you've already experienced it and you don't want it anymore.
But you put your dream off to the last
I didn't put
minute.
nigga. Oh well, shit.
Call-
We can
okay,
always cash out to the
call-
last day.
Call it. Oh, shit. Call it.
Yo, she's gangster.
Wait.
Hey, this is Chef JJ.
What's up, JJ?
What's the word?
Hey, Aaron, I had a question. Speaking of goals and aspirations, you get that nigga that $500 for your crypto?
Did I give him?
Remember the crypto guy?
No, I never gave it to him. He just tells me what to invest in, so I didn't like physically.
Well, did you get any return?
Yeah, I've got a few returns on my shit.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, for $500. Buck off $500.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
How much was the return? Because that nigga said he was gonna give you. Wasn't it supposed to be like 1,000 times?
I think it was 10,000.
It was supposed to be 10,000 times. I would have to check. I made it a nice little penny from it, from different little things and stuff that he sent me like way back in August saying that was going to pop like around November and December actually is. Like for for like XRP and different things like that have actually like come to fruition. So yeah, I haven't made my
And then-
full 1,000 return, but it was more than I
Then
started.
the next question is that the neighbor you talking about? The nigga that you said got the 70-year-old?
Not my neighbor.
It's the same nigga?
That has a 7-year. Oh no! It's not Building Boo. Definitely not Building
Your
Boo.
niggas
Oh, okay.
mixed up.
Right. You got my hoes
okay,
mixed
okay.
up. Good thing they
It's
ain't
a whole
listening.
new nigga. So you just like niggas with 10-year-olds then.
Good thing. No. That was Building Boo. No, it definitely wasn't.
Oh,
Better
okay.
be
It
careful.
wasn't.
All right, thanks, JJ.
It wasn't
Thanks.
Building Boo.
So,
Building Boo was just a nigga who lived in my building who's cute.
So,
Oh, building boo.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he's just
I'm a
cute.
few niggas.
He's just
building
sexy. He just
boo.
always be cleaning up with no shirt on and shit.
Nah, he having neighbors on me. I'll be like, damn, bitch.
He Building Boo, yeah.
I'm the building boo in
You
my
build-
building.
Yeah. He be sweeping his
I just
balcony
get
with
it.
no
No, I
shirt
get
on
it.
and shit.
Yeah, that's why I need a dog. I saw
Yeah,
coming out
see?
with my little dog, walking my
Right,
dog.
building
Yeah, I'm
boo.
about
hey,
to be
let me
the
tell you
building
something.
boo.
Hey, let me tell you something. It's gonna get worse for you, bro.
What?
When you got the Frenchie with you, it's
I
gonna be
know.
worse.
I see the
Oh
how
my
all the
God.
girls come up to the
Oh,
little
nigga,
Frenchie
it's
and all
over.
that. I be peeping that.
It's over, nigga.
Nah, I
And then,
know.
then
I
after they look
already
at the
know.
dog, they gonna look at you and be like, "I don't know you from somewhere." Then it's a wrap. nigga.
Nah, no.
You
nigga.
walk your dog here every week.
I'm
It's
already
like,
part of the, and
what?
not just right outside my apartment.
Yeah, that's what-
just
that's all
walk,
it take,
just
nigga.
walk. I go to my balcony, I see 100 motherfuckers walking their dog. I'm like, damn, I want to be a part of that community. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Spread the love. You gotta
Just
spread
give me
the
a
love,
dog
man.
to go walk every day. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta spread
I
the
wake
love.
up with nothing to do. I'm miserable. I think that's what part of
You're
makes me
You're
miserable.
miserable? You would say miserable?
Lightweight, I guess is
What are you looking to-
levels
what are you
to
looking
it,
to do?
but I don't know.
What do you
I
want to
gotta figure
learn?
it out.
Like, what is
I've
something
been
you
doing
want
the
to? Okay,
same
what is
thing
something
so
you want to
long.
learn? What is
I've
a skill
been
set? Like
either
I've always wanted to learn how
on
to
some
edit,
criminal
or,
shit or some porno shit.
but all of that could be
And
legal.
now I don't know what else to do.
But what do you want to like? Do you want to learn to take a language? Do you want to take a class? Do you want
I
to learn
think
pottery?
all that is
Do
cool,
you-
but that's not gonna make me money. I'm talking about something that's gonna make me money. Something that's gonna, cause I gotta be 65 at one day. You know what I'm saying? I'm only 46, so I got a whole lot going on, and that shit spooks me. Like what I'm gonna do 15 years from now. Like what? Like
You don't have any business
my
ideas?
likeness ain't gonna last that long. You know what I'm saying?
Have you molded your dick?
No, that's a lot of things I haven't done that I think I'm holding on to.
Why?
When shit trickles down a little bit, I do those type of things to prolong it a little. No, it's not gonna be. It's already molded, but I'm not gonna put it out.
You know what you should do? I got an idea for you. You should put it out.
No, it won't be a 60-year-old dick. It's gonna be already molded.
You should put it out and just put the money away.
Still fucking.
You think that? Ask the next 60-year-old nigga you know.
Okay.
Because the women gonna be 60. Yeah, the women gonna be 60 that grew up watching you.
You know what I mean?
Nah, bro, that's not how
and
it's
they're gonna be the same followers from back then. My fans is gonna get old with me. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
My fans gonna get old with me. How you think all these old ass R&B artist niggas come back now and then every 10 years or something, come back, and then disappear for another 10, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be, if you that ill, if you that, you know what I mean, you could come back somehow, some way, like, you know what I mean?
You know how to dance?
You know.
You want to make a TikTok?
I could do a TikTok, yeah. I could boogie, yeah.
He said I could boogie.
I could boogie, yeah. Yeah.
He took it way
You'd be
back.
surprised now. That's we was just talking about that earlier. Like, I come up the boogie. I pull up the boogie. You know what I'm saying? When I'm pulling up in my car, it's gonna be some real R&B shit, niggas.
Yeah, where'd you pull
up?
What would you pull up today when you pulled up?
Nigga, I think that shit was some Tina Marie Square Biz.
Yeah,
nigga.
Square
I'm pulling
Biz.
up the Square Biz. I'm talking Square Biz to you, baby. Know what I mean? That's the shit I pull up to. So I'm always ready to boogie. You know what I mean?
Erin, can you dance? You a dancer?
Yeah, I'm a good dancer.
Oh, you shake your cookies?
Yeah, what era dance are we talking about?
I just have to be drunk enough to catch the beat.
Yeah, the non-baby era.
We talking about grinding? Grinding, that's your era?
I do, as long as I can catch the beat. I can't catch it when I'm sober. For some reason, my two-step don't be two-stepping.
It don't get coordinated when you sober.
I be scrubbed the
lit,
crowd.
You like, oh,
scrubbed
shit,
the crowd when
She
I'm
like,
drunk.
Damn. She know all the latest dances and all that.
I be knowing all.
Sometimes I'm hip, sometimes I'm not.
What's
I
the
gotta
last
soak
dance
up somebody
youth?
youth.
What's the last dance you tried to keep up with?
No dance I ever tried to keep up with in the last fucking 10 some. I mean, come on, my nigga.
What's the last one you remember that you was like,
and trying to
I gotta
do
learn,
it?
I gotta learn this before I go out. I gotta learn this dance before I go out.
Nah. Maybe the Dougie.
I was just about to say, teach me how to Dougie. And I remember.
I think everybody got the Dougie,
because
right?
they always said when I work, because I sweat a lot.
Hilarious.
So you'll always see me going.
Hitting the Dougie.
They say, yo, this nigga always be trying to do the Dougie. Nah, nigga, I'm wiping off the sweat. So that shit don't get down in my eyes. I'll be like this.
That was your patented move. It's like, watch you hit the Dougie.
And not even knowing it. I swear to you, when somebody brought that to my attention, I was like, oh,
That's
you
funny as
right.
shit.
And it ain't got, I'm not styling. I'm literally trying to wipe the sweat off my motherfucking head. I'm what you call a compulsive sweater, yo. I need like maybe an operation or two to
now, you know,
fix some shit.
You know, back in the day, the gladiators used to sell their sweat.
If that's the case, you know how much I be coming up.
You might be able to do that, bro.
Would you sell it for what? I know they used to sell the cum.
Put that,
the queens and the
that,
Egyptians.
They used to sell their cum.
Yeah, they rub it on them like lotion. It was like some healing type of shit. Yes, cum. You dudes cum. They used to sell it to the females and they rubbed it on when they thought it was like some type of healing or like it's like lotion to us to this day. They thought it was good for the skin because of the proteins and shit that's in the cum. I'm just saying, you look it up, Google it. It's true facts. There's some Egyptian shit back in the day shit.
Y'all heard that?
They used to rub cum on them because they thought at that time it was a good protein type, good for your skin.
So all y'all think y'all Egyptian, y'all make sure y'all keep doing that.
So they was coming in bitches' faces back then. So
they was coming in bitches' faces.
I mean,
they
chicks,
did have good
females.
Skin on the
I mean, they probably put it in a jar and then they rub it on their face.
Preservatives in the food and shit. Everybody drank water. It wasn't all that sugar.
I'm being ignorant. I had a lot of brown bourbon.
Brown sugar.
Brown sugar bourbon. I had a lot of brown sugar bourbon, so I mean, you know.
Caller.
If I bitch.
So I'm waiting on this
bitch, my
nigga to
bad,
Matt to
my
stop
offense.
talking.
Right, now.
You said what?
They want
I'm
you to stop
sorry.
talking.
I'm gonna
It's
stop
K-Dot.
talking.
Oh, this is Kate. Oh, I miss my
Okay,
friend.
yo, nigga, hold on, my dude.
Kate,
Like,
where you
stop
at?
it. She look.
I'm
She
at
wants some
home.
of the brown
I wanted
bourbon.
to ask Erin, friend, how
Yes?
you expect to have a baby without a nigga?
What do you mean? You met my nigga a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
You
Blew
just
you
said, if this nigga was like, I don't want to have no more babies, you was like, that's cool. I'm going to go have a baby.
That's
why
why
I'm do that.
But I'm about to say he ain't the only nigga left bussing. Like if he don't want to have kids, that's fine. You don't have to have any more children, but that doesn't stop my dreams, goals, and aspirations. Somebody else could get me pregnant.
Well, she
Nigga,
wasn't
you want to be a
talking about that
stepdad
years
or you want to
ago,
be a
though.
dad?
You
Which
have
one?
with who you dating, which I like dude. Like, he cool.
He cool, right.
But is that a conversation you will have? Because, like, what man is going to be okay with that?
What?
I mean, are men okay with
No,
that?
I'm not.
You okay with
But
that?
that's my whole thing is that it's not that
I'm gonna ask Keith in a minute.
My whole thing, it's not about him being okay with it. It's just about the realization that we have reached an impasse. I want children. You don't. We at the fork in the road.
Let me ask.
But I'm not going to abandon my dreams and aspirations because you've already had that life experience.
So Keith, you meet a young lady, right? You already
Mm-hmm.
got a kid, so you tell her I'm cool. Like I'm done having kids. Like I'm good. And she like, well, I want to have a kid, so either I'm gonna have one with you, or I'm gonna have a kid with somebody else.
And you can still rock
and
with
we
me
can
if you
still
want
be
to.
together though.
You don't want the determining factor is you don't want a child, not you don't want me. You don't want a child. So
how goo goo gaga I am with her. You know what I mean? If it's over the top, then let's go. I'm about to poke one in you. If it's not that deep, all right, go ahead, do what you got. I mean, why would I care about that?
Dude's kid, though?
He don't have to raise. I'm gonna pick a good
like,
dad. Don't
you
worry.
with me?
Yeah, she with y'all
She
together.
with me and say, you don't have a kid with me. I'm gonna have a kid with somebody else
you
and
don't
still
wanna-
be with
'cause
you.
you don't want to have.
But you don't want any more kids. But you don't want any more kids. You don't want any more.
I'm not doing that.
But you don't. But
I'll
you've
pop
already.
one in you if it's
Oh,
that
that's my
deep.
whole point.
If
Either
it's
you,
that deep and
nigga,
we
either
fucking
give
with
me
each
one
other,
or give me silence.
Can you say that?
if we cool,
Give me a baby or give me silence.
What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. You said you don't want any more children, so
Good
I'm not.
question.
I didn't say I didn't want no
I'm
more
not saying
children.
you. I'm just
I
saying.
never said
I'm
that.
saying hypothetically in the situation, the gentleman says he doesn't want any more kids. So
Okay.
I'm not going to infringe upon that. I'm not trying to convince him to have another child. I respect that. You don't want any more kids, but
Okay,
what does
then
that got to do with
cool.
me having a kid?
Then that's cool if they.
That's
he
what
don't
I'm
have no
saying. So
kids,
you can
don't
still
have
fuck
no
with me and I
kids,
just have
okay,
a kid.
cool.
Nigga, you want to be
If neither one of
stepdad?
y'all want to have kids, then
That's not the point. The point is
that's my point.
you
though.
don't want to have children. But you still want to fuck with me.
You want to have children.
Right, but you don't.
I'm gonna pop one in you.
All right, so give
me personally. You asking me?
That's what I'm saying. And
I
most
don't know
niggas
about
is like
some
that.
other
If they
nigga.
fuck with you and they over
I
40,
think
they be
I-
like, fuck it. What's another kid at this point?
Yeah, I'm
Ugh.
like, come on, let's
You know
go.
what I mean? So, but my whole
I'm
thing is I
financially
am not
ready. I
one to
could do it.
infringe
I
upon
could take care of the
anybody's
baby.
whatever they desire for their life. If that's what you desire for your life is no more children, fine. But that does
I
not
get that.
impede on what the fuck I want for my life.
That's
So either you
not
want to be
my
the
thoughts.
dad or you want to be the stepdad. But no,
No, she gonna get some dick. That's what she said.
I'm not gonna do artificial
She
insemination.
gonna fuck somebody else.
Somebody gonna shoot up the club. Nigga, what? I got Yank still on it. Still got Yank
So
balls.
you know, nigga never shot at the club, and you got. Have you had an abortion before?
I've had
Like-
one.
Okay.
But-
okay. So you had your opportunity and just said fuck it. How old was you then?
I don't want to say how old
Look,
I was.
see, get the fuck out of here.
I don't want to say
Yo,
how old I
listen,
was.
next call or something.
I don't
Like,
wanna
who
say
the
how old
fuck
I
else
was.
we got around this motherfucker?
But not
this nigga right here.
they weren't a good
nah,
option.
Nah,
They weren't a
we
good
not,
option.
see?
They weren't a good option.
Nah, see,
They weren't a good option.
All right, that shit was probably a couple weeks ago. You
It wasn't a couple weeks
yeah,
ago.
this nigga like
They weren't.
yeah,
They
that shit
weren't
was
good.
6 months ago. She like, nah, see, nah, fuck, you just
No.
don't want to have kids. That's
They weren't.
okay.
They weren't
don't
a good
worry
option.
about it. It's all right.
They weren't a good option.
That's why you want to say it. Don't give a fuck about the option. You do you. Like, I'm having this baby. If I wanted a baby, fuck you, nigga. I'm gonna have this baby. I'm gonna
But
do
that's
me.
the thing. I don't want a baby. I want a family more than I want just a child. You know what I
Man.
mean? I want the whole nuclear like ecosystem of having a family. Just having it. Like I don't want to do this shit by myself.
can
If I have to do
have
it by
all
myself,
of
I'm
that.
not interested.
You can have all of that and still end
No,
up by
not to
yourself.
say that you
You
won't.
can have all
but I
of
don't
that
want
and
to
still end up by
voluntarily
yourself.
go
That's not
into
the
the
point.
situation knowing that
That's not the point.
What is the point?
You can have all of that and still end up by yourself. You know how many marriages you
fine.
broke up?
I
or
would
niggas,
rather say that
oh,
I
I
gave
love
it
you, then we have a
solid
baby,
Girl
then I
Scout
don't fuck
honor,
with you no more.
and it didn't
all
work
that.
out. Versus
That's fake.
Versus
That's fake.
knowingly walking into a situation that knows it's not the ideal that I want. Now, if it turns out,
it gotta be what you want.
Nigga, then who else am I
Having
doing
a
this
baby,
shit for?
you gotta be at the end of the day.
It's what the fuck I want. So that's my whole point.
That's
It's
the
like
female situation. That's
I would want
don't
a
believe
nuclear
in
family.
a nigga making a chick have a baby.
And if I can't, like, if it 10 years, 7 years, fuck it, 9 months from now, it doesn't work out, fine. At the time, I gave my best foot forward. But would I knowingly walk into a situation where it's just like,
so your best foot forward would have to be him marrying you. You're not going. That's not you. You contradicting yourself.
How am I contradicting
myself? As long
myself?
as we good with my best foot, I love you. We good. We together.
That's not what
and all
I said.
that.
You don't listen.
No,
that's
I'm
your
just
problem.
saying
You don't
that's
listen.
best foot forward.
That's, no,
I'm
you,
putting
but
everything.
No,
I'm putting everything
listen.
into the best foot forward.
You don't listen.
That's love. That's marriage. That's everything to you. Because you said you won't do it unless you get married.
No,
right?
No,
or you in love and all of that.
You
blah,
asked
blah,
why
blah.
I didn't have a child when I was younger, and I said because my last names didn't match. Now I'm saying is I want a nuclear family. That doesn't necessarily mean that we have to be married. And as she said, at the end, you could end up having this and doing it by yourself, which is fine. Okay, but I would never walk into a situation knowing I'm doing it by myself. Fuck you and this baby. I'm gonna keep kicking it.
What I'm saying is it don't matter.
I don't know what
a
say.
nigga beating you in the head with. At the end of the day, you gotta know this is for me and this is what I'm gonna do. Cause you never know what the nigga gonna do.
Yet.
I don't give a fuck what you think. I could beat you in the head all day. I love you, baby. I want to. Let's do this. And then when the baby come, I'm fucking move to Minnesota or some dumb shit. I mean, that don't.
So look, niggas is becoming stepdads every day.
So look,
I grew up with a stepdad. Ain't no shortage of stepdads, nigga. It's fine.
Me too. My real dad dead, and when he died. I ain't even feel no kind of because I ain't know the nigga.
Ain't no shortage of stepdads.
I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Never
God
get
bless
shout
his
outs
death,
though.
but I don't know.
Stepdads never get a shout out. You know when kids.
They never get. They do. Shaq shout out his stepdad all the time.
So look, before we get out of here, I want to talk about this. Anybody know who Tammy Roman is?
Yep.
Right. You know who she is,
right? The basketball wife.
The basketball wife. Right. Oh, she married a football player, a younger football player. So I want your opinion on this too. So she married a younger.
The light skinned chick that got the nigga pregnant.
No, not her. Not her.
I don't know.
This is reverse.
I don't know.
Wait, what was his name that she used to make? Kenny Anderson.
Okay, she used to,
Kenny Anderson.
Yeah, she used to be with Kenny Anderson. Right now, she with a young nigga, right? So this the thing. She 50, right?
She gotta be. Yeah, my nigga.
I don't think she's quite that old.
That's what they say on here. 50.
Okay.
Nah, she about
40 something 50.
Okay. Because she was on the first Real World.
She's definitely 50.
So yeah,
so let's say
she was on the first Real World.
Yeah, she's 50 then. So she's 50 years old, and she can't. They've been trying to have kids. She can't have kids, right?
No, it's not that she can't. She doesn't want to have a kid.
That's fine. Okay, whatever situation is, she not popping nothing out of her vagina. So she told her younger dude he can go off and get a girl pregnant and then come back to her. Right. So do you think that's functional in a relationship?
No, I'm like, damn, niggas.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, from a man's point, I don't know. What do you mean come back to you?
I wouldn't even know if I wouldn't even know if I would love that or not.
Yeah, like that's crazy.
Like, I'm keeping it 100. If a chick told me, I'll be like,
you don't
fuck with me. I don't fuck with y'all.
No,
whatever.
But her thing is that her partner is the only child, right? He doesn't have any children.
She can't have more kids.
No,
so
it's not that
she
she
like
not. No.
It's
not that she said it's not that she can't.
Young.
No, she said it's not that she can't have more children. She just feels like her career right now is starting to be on the upswing.
No, that's
right.
What I'm saying.
So she's saying
tried.
since
So
you
at
desire that, right?
Like, okay, go have a kid with somebody else.
And if you want to come back, come
love.
back. That's love. Right? That bitch love you.
I get it. Don't be trying to put the shit with your shit.
She love you.
Get the fuck out
I would say that.
No, I'm not adding that shit with your shit. Nah, fuck that.
That's
it's
love.
Something different. I don't know how different it is, but I'm.
How is that
I'm
different? If a nigga says to me, you know what? I don't want any more kids, but you go off and have a baby and then come back and I'll raise a little nigga.
Well, she 50-something, you 36, so then that's different. That's mad years from now, man.
Stepdads are made every day.
Fuck that. I grew up with a stepdad. To the point where that was my dad. He was there when I was still in the womb. He went away for a summer. Mom dude got pregnant. I'm sorry for y'all telling them, but they don't care. They been together for fucking 40 years. But anyway, they was together. He went away for a summer, came back. She was pregnant. And his stand was, fuck that. I'm gonna be this child's father anyway. I don't care. You mines. And I didn't know that till I was damn near 30, yo.
That he wasn't your dad?
I knew that he wasn't my dad because they had me call him by his name. So I knew
Your whole life?
my whole life until I got till they had other kids, which is my little brother, which is 10 years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
One day, I never forget this shit. This traumatized my whole life to this day. Where I'm constantly now you know this is not 10 years just me. Now it's this other baby coming up. He's following me. I'm his bigger brother. He don't know what's going on. Like, that's not my biological father and all this that's going on. That's my mother, but that's not my body. He don't know none of this. So I'm calling him his name. That's not my fault. They should have been, because he was there since I was born.
Right.
Why did they allow me, not to knock my parents or nothing, they just probably was just keeping it real. I called him by his name, not dad or pops.
So did you know your whole life that he wasn't your dad?
At that age, you don't know. It's just something you called him. I called him by his name. I didn't know none of that. I was that young. Mind you, I was 10 years old when I realized after my other brother was born, then he got a little older, started copying me, saying his name. His name Leon, so I'm just going to say the name. I called him Leon, right?
So now the little brother is calling his dad.
Now the little brother calling his dad Leon. And I never forget one day, because soon as he started talking this, Leon. And I never forget, he yelled, like, I'm dad, and da-da-da. So then I'm like, as a kid, 10 years old,
shit, yeah.
I realized he's calling him that because I'm calling him that. But after 10 years of calling him his name, now I got to learn how to say dad or pops. And I was just, at that age, you like,
did he tell you
pops
this?
or no, they never really even still came to me on that like that. I had to figure it out on my own. Oh, nigga, he gave me his last name. I have 2 last names. They made me keep my original last name, but then put / his last name. He officially adopted me. Like, no, I didn't understand none of that. I'm still young. Like, I don't know the love that I just know this the only nigga I know, but I didn't know how it went down, how it worked out. So then his son born, calling him Leon because he following me. And he yelled down them stairs one day, I'm dad, I'm not Leon, don't call me. He let me do it all these years and never corrected me and said one day, like, I'm dad. He could have been did that when I was younger. By then, I'd have been used to it. But obviously, they never went there because I guess they was keeping it real, like, this not really your dad. I don't know how the fuck, whatever. But that day, I seen my little brother get in trouble because of something and then I realized it. He still didn't, the pops still didn't explain, like, start calling me dad because he gonna do the, no, nobody explained that to me. I just thought about it myself and was like, at 10 years old. So then I gave a conscious effort to say dad or pops.
Was it weird at first?
Oh, it was so weird.
How did he respond to it? Like,
it was so weird. How did, my little brother or pops?
No, Leon.
He didn't say nothing. He just rocked
with
with it. He didn't. This is what I'm saying. Like, if all this was explained to me, then I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I had to figure it out. So then I'm like, dad sounds like, cause you at that age, you gangster. You think you gang. So I start saying pops.
Right.
Like, all right, pops, yo, pops.
Yeah.
When he around, my little brother around, be like, pops or something. You know what I mean? So that got him into understanding that's your dad, that's your father.
Right.
That's not a name. That's dad or. You know what I mean?
Did you ever go back to calling him Leon? Like maybe when your little brother wasn't around?
After that,
after 10, it was Pops?
Or I won't say nothing of that sort. I'd just be mindful
like, hey.
of just, hey, or so, yo,
What up,
or
old
just
school?
go to him or
Like, yo,
something
what's
like,
up?
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
As more older you get, it should get,
Did he ever-
even though I understood that was my dad.
Did he ever have any issues with you doing porn?
No, they always said that as long as I'm not in jail and I'm amongst the living, it's cool because you gotta understand what I've been through before that. I've been through a lot. Like my parents had to put their house up like to get me out of jail. Like
Right.
niggas almost died, and you know what I mean. I'm not glorifying my past, but it's Googleable information. Like I was an asshole. I've been, you know what I mean. Like
Keith was.
Keith was.
Not
You know what I mean. Like niggas almost died and shit like that. You know what I mean. And that was just a pattern of them being there for me. So yeah, that's a whole nother story. But and then I understand. Like I'm telling you, that's how porno saved me. It
Right.
took me from that. I had to concentrate on that no more. I see something that could make me money, get me around the world, get me places, shake me or whatever, you know what I mean? And I don't have to go with my gun and be in the streets doing dumb shit.
Right.
So
Shout out to the
it
stepdads,
saved me.
man.
I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like, keep it 100 with you on that aspect of me, my personal life. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know what nobody else went through, but
I'll tell you a weird thing before we get out of here on stepdad. Shout out to my step pops too, Carl, man. It's weird having a dad, like a full-time dad, right? And then having like a full-time stepdad. Like my stepdad's always been around, and it was so weird that I've always just called him by his name. Unless the only time I've ever said this is my stepdad is when we were somewhere like I had to introduce him to somebody.
so when you know it's important to do that.
That's the only time I've ever
like,
said in my life.
This is
though.
my step.
That's
I don't want y'all to get it fucked up. This is my.
Is it
You
when
know
your
what I mean?
dad
No,
was
I
around?
get it.
Was it like events where your
certain
dad was there?
certain events, certain situations. I get what you're saying.
I think I'll keep this saying like it's something that you consciously as a young man don't think about until you actually say it. And I had known this man maybe 20 years and I had never said this is my stepdad. I had never opened those words, and when I said it, I was like, what the fuck?
It just felt uncomfortable. It felt funny, like
right. But I had to give him that respect because
he's been there. He was there, like nigga.
And
that's
times
like
when I got to some street shit, and my
Facts.
dad wasn't no street nigga, so I couldn't call my pops.
Yeah.
And the only street nigga I knew was my stepdad, and he stepped up to the
Held
plate
you down.
and held,
Nah,
you know,
facts, bro.
and so I look at and he has other kids, you know what I'm saying? So I always think about that, like you're taking something away from your kids. You know what I'm saying? And putting it into these kids. And I think about that anytime he cook dinner and shit. Like, all of that shit go through my head. Like, damn, nigga, you don't have to. You don't have to.
Was
do
the
this
only...
shit.
He did.
No, he's talking about his. No,
mine,
like,
he ain't
imagine
had no
that.
other kids. He invested straight into
Yeah, like
me.
he could have just bounced at any time.
He didn't have his other kid until 10 years later with my
right,
mother.
Right.
I was 10 years old, bro.
You're right.
I
That's
gotta
crazy,
respect
right.
that man, bro.
That's how I
don't
look
give a
at
fuck
it,
what
too,
nobody
like-
say to this. Like,
Yeah.
it took me to get older to realize how much I should respect this motherfucker. But what?
Because think about how many men that's
I
like.
wish a nigga would.
you
I
almost
would
have to be
body
there.
somebody for this nigga right now. Like, that's my dad.
And I think for men, when it takes for you to get older to understand, like, damn,
What really happened?
men
What
have
was going
like you
on?
have choices, nigga. You don't have to fuck with this kid.
You don't have. He could have easily been like, "No, I ain't fucking
like,
with this shit."
especially
I'm
your
gone."
scenario.
Like,
That's a prime
He was gone
scenario
and
for a
came
nigga to
back.
be like, I'm fuck.
oh
Nigga,
no,
fuck
you
and the
fucked another
baby,
nigga. Had a
Like,
baby by him.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm never talking to you again. I'm not fucking with you no more.
Yeah, that's a
But
strong
that
dude.
was the decision he made. He
My-
must really been goo goo gaga.
And my
My
grandfather,
mama must have been really ill.
my dad's.
You feel me?
about
My mama had that ill
Facts.
nana. You know what I'm saying? He like, nigga, I'm not leaving. I
Crazy-
don't give a fuck if
crazy
you had
shit.
another baby.
My dad, the same exact story. My grandmother was pregnant with my dad when she met my dad's father.
Wow.
Right. So his biological
I
father
mean?
didn't raise him. A man stepped in while she was pregnant and said, "That's okay. I'll fuck with
And
you
that's
enough."
ill
That's
shit.
crazy. Because
It didn't
I
take
met a
balls for me
chick.
to even try to do that.
I met a chick that when she was pregnant. Right.
Oh.
She cold, and it's like my right hand. But when I met her, she was pregnant though.
Wow.
And in my head, I was like, "There's just no way. I can't raise another man's child. Like
Why?
I can't. I don't. It was just something I
can't
just
say
couldn't.
why.
It's no why.
That's not natural.
You just honor the men that
Nah,
can.
when you do
know
that,
what I'm saying?
You do that. It's
Yeah, you just look at
you
the man
can't
who
ridicule
can do
a
it,
nigga
right.
like, why you can't do that?
No, I'm
Nah,
not saying
you
no. I'm
just-
not saying that there's anything
you
wrong
do
with it, but
that,
for him to
yeah,
say
you
that he
can't.
can't do it, there has to
Right.
be a reason why he gave
There's
himself.
no particular
So that's what
kind
I'm
of
asking
it's
him.
just,
Is like,
like,
what was
hard
it
to
about
do.
it that
You
you
looking
chose
at
yourself
another
to
nigga
take?
kid?
Yeah,
like
that's
this ain't,
some
why I
other
gotta
nigga
feed
kid.
this
Like, it's
nigga? This ain't,
obvious.
I feel you.
this ain't my
I feel
nigga.
you.
I don't.
What you
I
said
don't know
about
this
having to
nigga.
take care of a seed and do
Suck
all of
this
that.
little nigga
Imagine
out.
for somebody else's seed
100%.
that you taking
And he-
care
And he
of.
talking shit to you.
I
This
ain't
was
it.
big on her.
Yeah.
Like what? Take care and do all of that.
Nigga don't want to call.
Imagine if it wasn't your baby.
He calling you Keith. He don't want to call you Pops, nigga. He like, nah, Keith. Nah, nigga.
Yo.
You'll lose your shit, nigga. He like, I'm gonna kill this
Yo,
nigga,
this
man.
it goes both ways. Like I ain't even realize that when you was talking your rhetoric.
What?
But what I went through, or what I seen in a man and what he did and all that. I didn't even come across none of that.
Right.
But it goes along with you. What we talking about how you feel and all of that. Like, it's motherfuckers out there that didn't care that was their baby or not, and still was like, I'm gonna hold this
But I feel
shit
like it was a
down.
different generation of men.
Nah, I mean,
And he took you in?
Oh, yeah.
Did he tell you, though?
It wasn't legally done, but I
no,
was
they
loyal.
went to the court.
Yeah.
Literally went to the court. I swear they went to the courthouse. My last name, I have 2 official legally.
That's dope,
Y'all
man.
niggas don't need to know all of that.
Shout out
I was
to
just
the
gonna say,
stepdad.
what's the
I already
second
gave
last
up enough, Keith Hayes, but you ain't gonna get the extra on my last name. But
Treat me no different. He loved me just the same.
Facts.
Whoopings like everybody else, but it was.
oh nah, I
That's
used to take
amazing.
facts. Nah, facts.
Those special dudes, man.
Till I got too old. He took me down there one day to the basement to give me a spankment. And then, yeah, you right. You grab that belt. You looking at him crazy like, and then he trying to snatch it out your hand. And you like, okay, it's okay. All right, we can't do it no more. It's okay.
We did some
And
fuck.
that was at 10 years old, nigga. I was a big kid.
We did some fucked up shit as a kid. Some shit we deserved to get our ass beat for. And my mom, when she came to get us, nigga, she had a stick in her hand that had nails in it. So my grandfather
Stick
had
with nails
she
in
wasn't
it?
playing with a
Oh,
nigga. So
she's
my
official.
granddad had to kind of slide in there. So
thought they
now
was
it's like
thorns.
now it's like either I let your mother whoop you, who's obviously way too upset to whoop you properly. She's probably gonna try to kill you, or I gotta get your stepdad, right? And it's not the same person at the time. This is like my little brother's dad, right? Shout out to Adrian, big Adrian. So
Facts.
and so he had been with my mom before my little brother was born. You know what I'm saying? So like we had been together maybe 3 years, and then they had a kid together. So kind of your situation, like this all we kind of knew for a minute, and then now you got a kid who's actually your kid. So we've been calling this nigga Adrian, now this kid call him Dad. So my mom calls him, like, look, I need you to whoop them. So this nigga never even raised his voice to us, nothing. And this is the first time anybody that's not my mom is ever finna even try some shit. So me and my brother like, what nigga, we finna jump this nigga? What you think?
What
What
you
you think this is,
nigga?
nigga?
We too old for that.
We wasn't
now.
even that old, nigga. I'm like 8, nigga. I'm like, nigga, he got us fucked
even
up.
Still,
Nigga, we
like,
finna rush
hold on,
this
wait a
nigga. It's 2
minute.
of us, nigga.
It's
You
not
crazy.
who I'm gonna get a beating
So,
from.
But it was I never forget this, man. He called us in the room and he like, look, man, your mom's pissed. She gonna try to kill you. So it's what we gonna
I
do.
ain't with this shit.
He
Just
like,
get it
look,
together,
yeah.
little
He
nigga.
like, look, we gonna go in the room. I'm gonna act like I'm whooping y'all. I
Yeah,
need y'all to
get
yell
loud
and
or
shit.
something.
When you leave the room, act like you're hurt, nigga. All right? So
Because I ain't with this shit.
We get in there, and this nigga, I don't think he'd ever whooped the kid because he wrapped the belt too far around his hand. So it's
Yeah,
only
how
like a
the
little
fuck
inch left.
You gonna punch the kid or hit
And I
this
didn't got
shit?
professional ass whooping, so I'm like, oh,
He's
that's
like,
not
hold
gonna
on,
work.
this
That
is
ain't
not
gonna
right.
work, nigga. Like,
This nigga's not professional on
yeah,
his
so
ass
he
whooping.
came with a little tit tat, and we just looking at the nigga like, and he like, bro, y'all gotta cry, nigga, or your
Yeah,
mom's.
nigga.
So we get to yelling and
Some
shit.
distress.
He hitting the wall and shit. Then we come out the room like, ah. And this nigga look at us like, y'all good? We like, yeah, we good, nigga. So yeah, shout out to Adrian, man. He looked out for a young nigga. And I felt bad because I was like, that has to be a weird situation to try to whoop some kids that got a father and you ain't they daddy, nigga.
You're
like,
right, and they dad is
No,
active.
and that's not even
Yeah.
the situation the mother supposed to even put you in.
Right.
I watch the door, you gonna whoop them. I
Right.
ain't got nothing. Them ain't my, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
then
that
they
was
gonna
so weird.
resent me for this shit
We
for
was
the
gonna
next
fight that
5,
nigga,
10
yeah.
years.
We was gonna
They
fight
looking at me crazy. Like, we stay together. Now, 5 years later, they still looking at me like
nah, maybe you whoop me.
I
my
might
nigga.
get shot going to Rouse or something. Like, by mistake, one of the kids did it. Like, hold on, wait a minute. Niggas didn't thought about that shit. This nigga beat me.
All right, before we get out of here, man, I want to say shout out to all the stepdads. Shout out to Leon, man,
Shout out to all the stepdads.
for stepping
Nah,
up.
shout out
and
to
being
all
a-
the
Stepdads are made every day.
And all the women that want to have kids.
Stepdads are made every day.
This is not the one that's gonna advocate that. Let's not do that.
What?
She's not advocating. Let's have kids. So
No, I want kids.
Wait,
I'm
what's
at
our
the
bet?
point.
What's
I
our
want-
before we get out here? What's our bet? What'd you say? You said by 40, she's gonna adopt.
I don't. My whole thing is like
I'm talking to Keith, man.
I'm interested in adopting, but I also feel like
36, but yeah, it's gonna be a wrap. And
I'm rooting for you, Aaron.
Thanks.
Is she gonna maybe? No.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No. I don't believe she's gonna have kids. So that's not what I'm saying.
I don't believe that, but I
want
think
you
if
to.
she don't, she's gonna feel some kind of way about it.
I think she's gonna adopt it
at a certain.
No, I feel like I agree with that. I do feel like I will feel some sort of way.
That's it.
I do feel
I
like
wish you do. Like I wish you
I do.
pregnant next week.
No,
but
me too.
I'm just
rooting for you.
saying. I think if it don't happen,
I
it'll
feel some
be.
sort of way.
We're gonna open up a campaign to get Erin pregnant by next week.
I mean, there's. You know how many people who
Do you
want
need me to call her?
The look in the little baby face look like you.
I'm about to say there's many people
like,
who want to get me pregnant.
This is a second you.
There are. I'm dope as shit.
Erin, give you information.
Niggas get random bitches pregnant every day.
Let them know where they can find you if they want to get you pregnant.
Ow! I'm not gonna say that.
Ow!
But if you are looking for me,
But if you are,
but if you are looking for me, only place you can really find me is on Instagram at the Stiles Report. That's Stiles with an I. Yeah, and I just switched phones, so I haven't set up all my other apps. So yeah, let's just start there.
Well, I'm due for another one.
You want another one?
Yeah,
You'll get me pregnant, Keith?
Yeah, I got you, man. Well, you're gonna have to help take care of the kids.
I gotta
man.
help
You can't
take
be
care
one
of
those-
it.
See what I mean?
Well, you got the first 5 years.
See
You already
what
know
I'm
that.
saying?
Then
I got the first 5
No,
years.
I got the
and
first
then
5
give it to her.
years. As a mom,
got
if
the
you
first five?
breastfeed and do stuff like that, like the
Okay,
first
I'll
5
give her
years is
the
on
first
you as a
5.
mom.
Then
Take
you got
the easier part
you
on
got
me.
5 to 10.
Right, and then you got 5 to 15,
Cool. Let's
and then
do
I got
it.
15 to 20.
All right, let's go.
Right.
That's your
Right, we
math,
each get 10 years.
You said it. We got
My
it
5
on
the
camera,
front, my
nigga.
5 on the
This
back.
shit is-
You get the
this
10
shit
in
is
between.
officially recorded.
I'm not
So
mad at
I
that.
got you. Can't nobody tell me nothing. I can use this shit in court even. You know
Like,
what I'm
nah,
saying?
Josh, she said.
She said she'll take the first 5.
That's what she said.
You take 5 through
I
15.
got court documents
I take
for
15
this.
to 20.
So if it
Nat, tell her where to
happens.
find you at.
Yo, listen, find me at Nat Turner 88 on Instagram. On any of my social medias, it's all Nat Turner 88.
What's the
And
significance
the
of 88?
is because it was Nat Turner and I got hacked, so I have to put the 88 on it because I didn't have the Nat Turner no more. Simple as that. 88 is just, I don't know. I just love 88
That was a
because
good
of
year?
the crack era. You know what I'm saying? You could no, I glorify whatever. You could knock me for whatever. I glorify the crack era of when you could have been a millionaire and died all in 1 week. That was just so impressive to me. I don't know why. And I've known somebody that did that.
A millionaire and
no,
died.
a millionaire and die all in 1 week. You could become a millionaire and die all in 1 week in that crack era. No, when somebody murdered him, but I mean, I'm just saying, whatever. I'm not trying to put incriminating evidence out there from the 80s, but I don't know. It was just so, I don't know. I just love the crack era. So all my references be to 87, 88, you know what I'm saying? Even though I was too young to really be a part of it. I was only 9 years old, you know what I'm saying? But I just missed it. I wish I was. God damn it. If I was 18, I'd be dead right now. If I was 18 in 87, I might be dead right now. Or either a millionaire, one of the motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? That's, yeah, I'm just keeping it 100. But,
You give them the OnlyFans?
I found porno to save me at a later
Porno
date.
saved his life.
But OnlyFans, Nat Turner 88 / OnlyFans, Nat Turner. So
Shout out
only
to
Nat
88,
Turner
man.
on OnlyFans. So it's not hard to find me. Yeah, don't ask podcast. We here. We in the building.
Hey, listen, man. Everybody
We
call
just
your
be doing
call your
crazy shit around
stepdads,
here.
man, and give them a pot. Tell them
You're
thank
right.
you,
Call
man.
all your stepdads. They didn't have to step
Yeah.
up.
Tell them thank you, man.
I ain't got no stepdad.
Right.
My real
If you know
biological
anybody out there
dad is
looking to
dead.
be a stepdad,
Oh, yeah. I'm
You looking
getting
to be a
chicks
stepdad?
pregnant, so I
he's
don't
shooting
know.
up clubs. So
she
he's looking
don't-
for real babies.
I'm shooting up clubs. I'm like, I'm put here to reproduce. I'm trying to do as much as I can.
That
you
was
know
the
what I'm
first commandment.
I'm here to reproduce. I truly believe that. If I could,
So if I call on you in like 6
if I could
months,
spring a
you
few
down?
more, yeah. If
You
it
be
work
like a
out,
donor?
I'm getting
Of
old.
what
Nigga, you
works
better
out?
do it now, nigga. Like,
You
my
want
shit
6
might not
months?
work
Yeah.
in 6 months.
Huh?
Yeah, he just had a motorcycle crash, nigga.
I'm
You gotta
getting
get on
old,
it. nigga.
motherfucker. Yeah, let's go now.
You
We
just
gotta
crashed
do
on your
tonight. God damn it.
No.
Come on, Aaron. I need you to be a
I
mama.
gotta
My
start
next window
tonight.
ain't till next
goddamn it.
month.
We talking about 6 months. My shit might not work.
Not in my next window until next month.
All right,
But
y'all. We
nah,
back Tuesday,
facts,
man.
yo, love is love, y'all. I appreciate you pulling up on the situation, and
No
I
problem.
know you
Thanks for
got your
having me.
own, so your own entity, but I appreciate you pulling up to
No
mine
problem.
and
Thank
all
you.
that, and that's always love. And you too over there, Ma. I see she in the cut, but I ain't see her, but she's here.
She here.
And don't I appreciate it all. Don't ask podcast.